doesn't exist, and
Yeah,
Bill
so
is
far-
Bill is a curse breaker. And the
We're not
reason,
gonna sit you all down.
yeah, the reason the reason they win that trip to Egypt, I feel like it had something to do with Bill.
Okay, so the only movie he's actually in is The Prisoner of Azkaban.
Who,
In
Charlie?
the film, yeah, Charlie is portrayed by British actor Alex Crawford in the film adaptation of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. In the film, he only appears briefly in a photograph of the Weasley family holiday in Egypt.
Right.
That's literally it, and then he falls off the face of the planet.
That is
He is basically inconsequential in the series as well. So
I mean, yeah, but that's I feel like a Frank Herbert worthy detail. Like you look away, you miss it, you never see him.
Yeah.
That's more like to figure out that Arthur and Molly just like, okay, we get it. Like,
Just
Catholic.
I was
All right.
honestly trying to count the kids. I was down one, forgot about Bill. Damn.
Everybody forgets Bill.
Not Floor.
was more consequential.
Yeah.
And in fact, he gets bit by Finmere Greyback, right? That's his name.
Yeah.
He ends up getting turned into a werewolf.
Does anything happen to Percy after a while? Doesn't he just like, okay, bye? It just like fades into the background.
No, he becomes like
back.
the prime minister's bitch for a second.
Yeah.
Or
At the
Welcome.
very last minute, he redeems himself by being like, "I'm so sorry," and crying like a little bitch. In the books.
Like he is. Yeah.
there you go.
He is.
All right. Enough of that.
Yes.
Enough of that.
Damn prefect.
Welcome everybody to another episode of Attack of Opportunity as we talk about Harry Potter books. that
Sorry.
we read as kids. And
I
never
know.
again.
Low
Totally.
key.
Just-
Keep
I
it
don't
to
remember.
yourself.
I don't
Totally
remember.
didn't reread them.
It's one of those things that do you really want to reread it? Because as Robert has now pointed out, we might have some things to underline and highlight.
That's like
Especially
rewatching
the first one.
If you reread through it again, you would be like, "What? What? Excuse me, J.K. Rowling."
I read them as a kid.
The Irish kid fucking blew things up. That was the joke with the Irish kid.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Things
We're
you
not
don't
here to
catch
get either
as a
political
kid.
or talk about Harry Potter. We're here to play some Dungeons and Dragons as we continue our adventure through Rime of the Frostmaiden. We finally made it to level 4. Everybody who joined us, clap.
Only took 30 sessions, but hey, we're here.
29.
We're
29.
here.
29.
29 episodes.
Please clap.
Yes, and with that, Andrew, all yours. Wait.
All right. When we last left these bumblefucks,
Oh, and they just took off us the stream.
really?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, does she have that much power?
You said the magic word, bumblefuck.
Anything else goes with that.
Too far, Andrew.
Anyways, when we last left our heroes, they were on top of Kelvin's cairn, killing yetis and rescuing halflings.
Take names.
Not
Taking
really.
horns.
Yeah, and things got ugly in that Yeti's cave, and they got uglier still when an emotionally distraught and physically drunk captain decided to lash out one final time against the group, resulting in a once more KO'd Barry and a very much perforated Captain Scath.
Yep.
I like that word. Perforated.
Afterwards, you descended the mountain, made your way back to Tourmaline, after rescuing the doggos that were trapped in the snow, Garrett's little puppers, and
We'll stop for puppies.
yes, absolutely, and you made your way back to Tourmaline, where Barry stepped in the middle of a goldsmithing and silversmithing feud and decided to pick which side, chose a side, of which there will be consequences in the future. Yes. Ripples. Anyways.
Butterfly effect.
Yeah, that silversmith is going to be the key to all this, and you
What if I just go next door and then also get something from the silversmith?
He'll
Balance the
refuse your
scales.
business. And if
Are you saying
what? He
Silversmith
saw you
knows
walk
the
into-
Frostmaiden?
yeah,
He saw you walk into the goldsmith shop.
Yeah.
inside the silversmith store is the Codicil of White.
Of course.
It's just there.
I chose the wrong door.
It's on the shelf.
I went right.
If anything, I feel like it should be in the goldsmith shop because white gold is a thing.
No. He's using it as a doorstop. Anyways,
He's about to dip it in Nevada silver. We interrupt him.
anyways, so Barry goes to a goldsmith. You guys go back to the tavern, much to Derek's chagrin. And there you find Velen Harple, who she describes that she was quite literally blown off course on her way to Bremen by way of blizzard. And as you're discussing this, Swift more or less sniffs out the fact that 2 of her 5 kobolds are in fact undead. And that is where we will pick back up immediately as you guys just mid conversation, because last time we just smash cut because it was like 10:15. So we're gonna pick back up mid conversation as Velen is recounting. As Velen is recounting how she got lost in a blizzard and it's clearly not cut out for this line of work in terms of travel. So,
You tell us that you found that they're undead?
Not yet, no.
I would find that very interesting.
Because that literally just happens. So just kind of just like, huh.
That's
fuck that.
weird.
There we go. Okay. All right.
But Swift is thinking about it. Is like, I don't know if this is the place to bring that up.
No, you just point and scream, "They're dead."
Yeah, Swift would definitely do that.
It would be great.
Oh, but also the kobolds were part of I wouldn't say prejudice, yeah, but not like hostile prejudice, because the current mine, the Tourmaline mine, has been ransacked, or not ransacked, but taken over by
overrun.
kobolds.
Yeah, it's a sore subject right now. It's like, oh, they're dirty kobolds.
Yeah,
Those
Coming
ones
in
are
here.
especially.
And to lie low.
I'm pretty sure they came up with some sort of slur for kobolds. Anyways, so yeah, that's where we leave off with a haggard Velen.
He had said, yes, she got caught in a blizzard and she wasn't prepared for.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, and so she continues on to say that, maybe I'll just stay here a while, get some rest up. I definitely think I need to regroup, re-up my supplies, stuff like that.
My fingers and I do this to make.
Perhaps hire somebody to get me to the town I need to go to. But yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, hey, we do that stuff.
Yeah, hold on.
I was gonna say, have we heard anything about something happening in Bremen?
The lake monster was the Bremen problem.
Oh, we could
Oh, right. Bremen is on this side of the. Around this lake.
Bremen neighbors Targus. So
Right,
you're
but it's,
actually,
but it's like the other way.
yeah. So the lake problem was a Bremen, or the lake monster was a Bremen problem, as stated by the many guards and crap that wrongfully arrested you. And
Yeah, we didn't get to collect on that.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, we're going back to
We will
Targets.
soon.
You didn't collect on it, so technically you didn't get the experience yet. You
Oh,
have.
of course.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we are
Night.
Yeah,
we
good
are
night.
we were actually we had some business in Tourmaline, but we were planning on returning to Targos, and Bremen is not too far beyond that. If you
Well, I mean, that's that you know what, that sounds great. You whatever business in Tourmaline you have, go on ahead and take care of that. I'm really in no rush to go back out there. I mean I do. I want to get to Bremen, but I mean just I'll wait on you guys. It's fine.
Was it really just the snowstorm that did this?
I was gonna say that sounds like more than just a blizzard.
It does.
Well, I mean, also keep in mind, you guys are very much better equal. She's a wizard. Like, she's just a wizard.
It's true.
You know?
So she's a nerd.
So I mean, imagine if I don't mean to pick on you, Jose, but imagine just Octavio just walked out into the wilderness and then got caught.
Oh, he'd be dead. He'd be dead in seconds.
Yeah.
Wow.
In the beginning, you've grown.
A little bit.
He still doesn't have survival checks as well as the rest of y'all. So
Hey, I was not the one who fucked up survival checks before, so that's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but you were the one who shot fireballs into the air and got you and
well, you
almost killed by baritons.
after
happened
after-
first.
That was
That-
He's grown.
that was Mittens whispering in my
Like-
ear.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say at Mitten's request.
That was-
I was
that's the-
devil on the shoulder there.
I told Andrew I went back. I didn't have a note for that session. I was like, wait, what happened that session? Oh right, Mittens and Octavio did something stupid.
It's like 5 hours after escaping the apex predator, Icewind Dale. Hey, you know, it'd be a good idea. You know?
Shoot off some flares. Hey, everyone, we're right here.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad. Anyways,
You should. It was karmic justice.
no, I don't feel bad. So, anyways, so while this conversation's going on, Garrett leans in and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna get a room, and then tomorrow I'm gonna head back out to Dargos. I'm gonna take Paralu with me. Okay, just giving you all the heads up.
Okay.
He-
Speaking
he-
to Paralu.
Yeah.
He. You. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think Swift would look at make eye contact with Paralu and say, "All right, we're very much counting on you to soften the return."
Paralu looks down, kind of shuffles her feet a bit, and she says, "Yeah, I'll speak with the commander.
We should.
Hmm?
I was just saying we should be on our way after we do our business here tomorrow. So
Okay. Well, we'll have probably a day's ahead of you. So I mean, that'll give me time to think of something." As she's saying this, you see Garrett go, and he's speaking to the innkeeper, the willowy young woman. He says something. You see her light up with joy, run outside, and then you hear
the
her
dogs.
squeal. You hear her squeal, and then you just hear her go, "Oh my God, Derek, come here!" And you see Derek as he's like bussing a table, just like.
I feel no
Yeah.
sympathy for Derek.
We've all been Derek, and we've all had to deal with Derek at one point. So
Fair.
It's like I get it, dude, but come on.
yeah. So yes, now Derek has to stable 6 dogs. How many dogs were there? 5 dogs.
Well, the other
So-
one is around, right?
Somewhere it escaped.
The other one's back
He's
in Targos.
back at Targos.
Yes.
Oh, that wasn't the one that we let go.
No, we didn't let one go.
That was an axe beak.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Smacked it on the ass and it back to Targos
just point
with 2 guards.
Gotcha, done.
And give him a swift kick in the ass. Mittens. Velen leans in to you and says in a hushed tone, but kind of like nodding towards Octavio, like, what happened to the boy?
I'm gonna lean in and be like, he's not really a boy anymore. I think he grew up from that. We been through a lot of shit, and he himself had been through some pretty traumatic events, and he came out a man on the other side. So just
Somewhere in
don't
the
underestimate
background,
him now.
there's a wizard who just like trauma above Octavio's head.
Anyways,
A lot of close
Sparkles.
brushes with death.
Velen says, "Good God. Well, hold on a second." She goes into her bag. You see her moving like components around and stuff. A bat flies out. She's like, "Hey, get back here!" And-
Just wizard
I
thing.
need you to cast Fireball.
Yes.
Just wizard things.
and she pulls out like a small, like not wood, I guess, but like a small case, and says, "Here, I always I always carry a spare, so if you can give that for him, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And can I open the case and see what it is?
You open the case, and it is a fine leather eye patch. It's simple, but well made, and it has like silver thread around the eye patch itself.
Damn it! It had to be silver.
And a bat flies out.
Damn it!
I think this will be perfect for him. We'll see how he likes it.
Okay.
I'm just trying to order some tea.
What's with you and tea? Don't you have your
I
own
like
tea?
tea.
Liz?
Okay. Yeah, but I'm saving those for the trip.
Do they have tea here? Like, what's the...
That's ration tea.
This is separate from in-town tea.
There's just like a brick of compressed tea in the corner they go and ship a block off of.
Oh wait, no, this is an artisanal town. Yeah, of course they would have tea.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They would, the person serving at the table brings out a fine wooden box and opens it up, and there's all kinds of teas in there.
Ooh,
So-
fancy.
Sort
One tea
through
for
'em.
Barry too, please.
Yeah, you got your herbal and your fruits and your
We should probably
and
eat.
and all the way from the far east, something called, and the guy tries to pronounce it. Oolong. How do you pronounce this?
Oolong. Yep.
I thought you were
Sure.
gonna go with Darjeeling.
something called Earl Grey. I don't know who this guy is, but sure.
Apparently he has a tea.
This bergamot.
It's good English breakfast. I don't know what English is, but whatever.
What? It's like common.
Common
breakfast.
No,
Definitely common breakfast.
And then the stronger version's Baldur Gate breakfast.
Straight from Baldur's mouth. The fact that the fucking newspaper for Baldur's Gate is called Baldur's Mouth gives me no end of joy. Because every time I see it on the mouth, every time I see it on the map, I'm just like, but what that mouth do? What that mouth do for Baldur's Gate?
Sir, have you made your selection? He says as he
Oh,
waves
yes,
a hand.
I took this herbal and then this one for Barry and this one for Mittens, and I pick one specific for each one.
Ooh,
Right.
okay. What are our tea selections? I need to hear this now.
Very
Well,
very
Mittens
well.
is definitely an
So,
Earl.
and then he-
Mittens is definitely Mittens is definitely an Earl Grey.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. I can see Gar, some sort of
Mushroom tea.
like a no,
Come
those
on.
are different.
It's too
Only
on the
I make
nose,
that. That's the
sorry.
only ones I make.
More like a white tea of some sort, maybe like some peach or something. I don't know why. For Beery, something minty. and
Oh.
strong.
Oh. Just
Yeah.
pure peppermint.
It's peppermint tea.
It's
Yeah.
just peppermint.
Hey,
Uh,
that's what I drink when my tummy hurts.
Yeah.
It's good for
And
that.
For Swift, I think something. I don't know. I'm thinking like a
something with
uh,
ginger in it.
No, something simple, like a green tea.
Just
with-
plain green tea.
I was gonna say like
Yeah.
a nice oolong.
Literally just hot
No,
water.
oolong is too exotic for him.
Too exotic. Oh no! I can't have.
When I grab and they
Because
offer
any
the
tea
sweetener-
is too exotic for
Yeah.
Swift Grape.
when they offer the sweetener, I'm like, no, I get my own, and I pulled the honey from Good Mead,
Oh, nice.
and I sweetened Swift's tea a little bit, and everybody else's as well.
I think while this is happening, Swift goes up to the bar, and
And I tried to move all the teas at once.
Oh my god! I just want to go grab a tiny espresso
They're like-
cup to mimic
like-
Beery with a teacup.
like as you're sitting there like agonizing over which tea to pick, like you see the guy's like hands start shaking from the
Beery's
Oh.
literally just sitting here
Pick
like,
soon.
yes.
Yes.
So I think
and he's just like
Swift-
sweating, putting on the most professional face of like, please hurry it up.
I think Swift goes up to the bar while this is happening, and sort of leans in to what's her name?
Marta
Marta. Sorry, hold on.
Peskrit. Peskert?
Goes up to Marta and sort of
Hey,
leans in and says, I couldn't help but overhear that song that you were humming to yourself not long ago. I've spent a lot of time in this part of Icewind Dale, but I don't think I've ever heard that one before. Is that something that's been around, or is it something new?
No, actually, it's something that sprung up. It's something that sprung up fairly recently. We had this adventurer not too long ago. She came by and she gave us this, and she pulls out a ring that she had on a chain around her neck. Apparently she came by as thanks for something my grandparents helped her with a while back. Unfortunately, they had since passed, but no, she gave it to me as an heirloom. And or she said for the intention of heirloom. It was originally for my father, but my father's not doing too good right now, so I'm holding down the fort while he's recovering. But yeah, apparently she had dealt with some kind of evil wind, supposedly, and my grandparents helped her out, and I was kind of surprised to find out about that. I never realized I didn't really ask what my grandparents were up to in their youth, because you just assume they're just 10-towners, but it was interesting. It was neat little nugget of information to find out. Hold on, I have a picture of the ring.
Evil wind.
Yeah.
Evil wind. Oh, I have.
Swift was going to ask if. Do you mind if I see it very quickly, just to take a look? I'll stay right here.
Okay, so yeah, she's like, oh yeah, sure. You can tell she's like, just
She's like, eh.
Well, no, it's like just more on like the naive side a bit.
Right.
And she's like, oh yeah, sure. Here's this priceless ring that I just got from somebody.
You let me take care of your animals. You can't possibly be bad.
Yeah, no evil person lets me take care of animals or has animals. Surely, post that infamous picture of Adolf Hitler petting his dogs. Anyways,
Oh,
oh my God, Octavia, stop. But it is a finely carved wood ring with fur on the inside of the ring, and atop of it is two what looks like snow weasels, like huddled together in a sort of a yin yang pattern.
On the interior, two carved.
is a snow weasel similar to a normal weasel?
Yes, but white and much more cuter.
Okay.
This is a rather unusual ring.
Is it? I don't really. I mean, you might be surprised. I really don't see many rings here. In my line of work, I don't wear rings because you don't want to get in the food. That's for sure.
I suppose perhaps it. I just am used to rings being made of metal, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't see why it can't be made of wood. I like the little fur. I wonder how they did that. She like kind of like.
Oh, probably. It probably doesn't get as cold against the skin.
I imagine. You know what? That's probably why it's made of wood. That's probably exactly why it's made of wood. So that way it doesn't freeze in the cold. You're smart. You know what? You're a smart cookie.
I spend a lot. I spend a lot of time outside.
Oh.
Metal is. It needs to serve a purpose if you have it on you when you travel.
I suppose so. That makes sense. I mean, like I said, I've pretty much spent my whole life here, so sure. she says.
I don't know anything.
Well, I mean, she didn't even know that her grandparents were adventurers, so how was she to know?
Hmm.
You mentioned that your grandfather was still he's still living, yes?
No, my grandfather's he's long since passed. However, my father is
Oh.
still alive. Although
Was he the
is-
one who passed the ring on to you? Or...
No, it was meant to go to him, but he's not doing too well. So she gave it to me, and I spoke to him about it, and he told me to hang on to it. I guess he didn't really see not value, but I guess it wasn't as important to him. But I figured if it was important to her, it was important to me. So whatever my grandparents did to help her out must have been pretty big news. So I held on to it for her.
Interesting. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new.
You learn something new every day.
Hey, Swift, try this.
So-
I gave it to you.
What? Oh. Oh God! How much sugar did you put in this?
It's not sugar. It's honey. It's good. It coats your innards. It heals your throat.
You know that honey exists, or did you not know? Was it just bees that was weird?
Bees.
Just bees.
Just
Where
bees.
did the honey come from then?
Swift
Oh,
didn't.
they have a
Swift didn't
beehive.
question it.
Okay.
It's bee vomit.
Tastes great.
You know, you're not doing yourself any favors here. But
Try it. It's good. Just
Beery
drink it.
hesitates and then keeps
Yep.
drinking.
okay,
It'll-
all right,
it'll-
all right.
It'll do you good.
I'm done. So, who do we Marta? We heard that there is an issue with some kobolds who have taken over the mine, the gem mine.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we talk to about getting that handled?
Oh, we can just speak to our good speaker, Oris. He usually haunts the Blue Clam. But you can speak to him, and he's got it all set. He's put out help want a notice for help wanted, and so far no one's taken up the claim to it. I guess everyone's real scared to get to get back in that mine. So I don't know. It seems like it's pretty nasty business. Didn't want to get involved.
Oh, that's fair. Very well. I suppose we'll have to make our way to the Blue Clan at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Howard, you're getting shout out in chat. It's like finally someone who plays a druid.
Druids are awesome. It's like the ultimate support class.
I've played a
what I said.
lot of druids in one shots, actually.
Just
Alex?
like that.
Alex played a druid before.
Yeah, I played a gnome druid. That was a lot of fun.
Listen, you don't live until you play an Eric Cochran druid that can fly up
Right.
and then vine whip people and pull them up
Ooh.
10 feet into the air.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna write that down.
No.
I remember my druid had just like a strong aversion to metal, and that actually saved him at one point because there was like
Yeah.
some magnetic thing that attracted everyone.
Oh my
Oh,
god,
yeah, that's
you
right.
walked
Yeah.
right on through.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
People have very strong opinions about which classes are unplayable, and I think they're all playable.
Yeah, there's
It
no
just
it's
depends
gotta
on the
be fun.
context.
Yeah.
Campaign matters a lot.
Like a druid or like a ranger in this campaign is very good.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Other
Or-
campaigns,
Say
maybe
that-
not as much.
In
Is it-
in Waterdeep, not as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
They say
mean
that they never really play D&D, but the character that they want to play is a druid, and they've never seen anyone on Twitch playing it or having a druid on their team.
It's not the most common choice.
It's just mean to
Stick around.
druids.
Druid's like one of those classes like Warlock where it kind of comes in with a built-in background,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Anyways, let's not get off
Right,
subject. Let's.
While we're
Uh,
sitting here too, I want to slide Octavio that case that I got from Velen and be like, we got a little surprise for you. Velen saw you went through some stuff, so she wanted to give you a little gift.
Ooh, what is it?
Just slide him the case.
Like I open it and I was like, oh, it's gorgeous. And I look at it. I'm assuming it's really fine, right?
Yes, it's made of
It's
fine.
threading. Is this silver? And I'm like putting my
It's
eye on
just-
it.
What are you currently wearing? Anything?
This is the one that Barry made for me.
Okay.
a sort of rustic eye patch. I imagine it looks like Beric
Rustic.
Dondarrion's eye patch.
No, I have to go thank her, and I put it on the other bad eye. So I have two right there.
So you just can't see
You
anything.
just walk over like this, Velen. I love it.
Swift,
I'm over here.
You say that looks Swift, and Swift is just like. Oh
It's
my
so
God.
comfortable. Thank you, Velen.
How?
I take
Knocking into
I take
chairs.
I take off my old one. By the way, how does my eye look? I never asked that question.
It looks fucking awful because no one's attention
You
to
wouldn't
it.
let anybody touch it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the fabric like sticks as
Ugh.
you're pulling it
Just
out.
peels
Yeah,
off.
you start pulling it off, and Swift looks over at you and is just like,
And someone's just like
Yeah, Miri actually gags at this point.
Octavio, will you please
Oh,
let somebody
God.
look at that?
What do you
It
mean?
looks like
Why?
it is.
I don't-
It looks infected.
if
doesn't-
we were
but it doesn't hurt though.
if we were in a
Well, that's
warmer
good.
climate, to be like zzz.
Yeah, no, Octavio, you need to take our word for it. You need to let somebody look at it. It doesn't have to be me. It could be Gar. It could be Beery. Just someone.
Gar.
Hey!
Says that
Town doctor.
that my eye is putrid.
What am I?
Gar might grow mushrooms out of it. I'm not sure.
You're like, oh, that's awesome.
This is a great growing medium.
All right, hold
Can
on.
you take a look at this?
Do you mind if I take a
You're gonna
sample
let
for
me look at it
culture?
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
Can I look
kinda-
at it? Is that would
kinda-
that be a
kinda-
medicine check?
Yeah,
it
that
kind of
would-
stunk up the place.
That
when
would
I
definitely be a
touched
medicine.
it.
It doesn't
Peel it off.
smell.
It's like a stink bomb.
God.
Yeah, give me a message.
Remember when you tried to put fucking snow into it?
It's clean snow.
It was clean snow that was being tread on by everybody. That probably did more damage to it than losing the actual eye. the only thing that the only reason why you haven't gotten necrosis in your skull is because it's freezing cold out. So there's that.
Oh my God.
There's a SpongeBob reference. You gotta put
There it is. Yeah, it looks it's bad. It like the actual the skin is kind of puffy and when you actually it's like tender, and when you actually open the eyelid you can see the eye is just kind of free rolling in the socket.
Oh, I thought it was gone.
Oh, man.
I didn't know it was.
No.
Oh man.
It's in there, but it's probably not attached to anything.
Just rolling
Right now.
around.
So
Yeah.
I guess cure wounds isn't gonna affect this here, huh?
I mean, it's not going to restore his sight.
Would it? How did that work? Would it get
Oh,
rid
God.
of the bad
I hate
eye
that.
tissue?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It would.
Get rid of this. Get rid of it.
I just
Delete it.
scrolled up.
Delete it.
I know.
Delete
Patch
this.
with eye patches.
I would say that cure wounds would get rid of the swelling and definitely get rid of any sort of infection or whatever. Okay, Swift, just trying to fill in the space.
Trying.
A bunch of dashes down the
So
tab.
hold on, I'm doing it.
God.
But
It's too many.
God.
Okay,
there we
it's
go.
clear.
Okay.
I need it gone.
There. That took up a good chunk. I pretty
Okay.
much just kind of basically
Yeah.
into his eye hole.
Yeah.
I like the idea that Gar just spits into his hand and just
Like,
So you
fix
see,
it.
Oh no, I can't.
you see the swelling recedes and whatnot, but you look at the eye and it's far beyond bloodshot. It's just blood just floating in the eye, and the pupils permanently dilated at this point.
Oh, but his eye is it gonna stay in there or does it need to come out?
Mm.
Are we doing surgery today? What
Oh
are we
my
doing?
God, my eye hurts. I hate all of this so much.
Go up to the hotel room,
I can't.
pull the
Marta,
table out.
I need a
I
steak
think the
knife and a
reason I
leather
did-
belt.
I think the reason it doesn't hurt for him is because it's so cold, so it's just numb.
Mhm. Well, I mean, there was like a dull throb for Octavio, but when Guard did the cure wounds, it's like it's gone now. You're like, oh, okay. So, and there's like this like feeling of pressure has lessened off of his head, but no, you can see I mean, you can just tell like the eye is not plugged into anything, so to speak.
How is it staying? I don't know.
Pressure.
Yeah, it's just suctioned in there or something.
You're like, maybe if I open the eye. No, I probably shouldn't.
Do we need to take Octavio to a doctor or healer or whatever the equivalent is?
I am a
Okay.
doctor. I'm a good
Oh,
doctor.
Okay, hold on.
Dr. Gar!
To be fair, it's not like when I said it was like free, like I don't mean it was like woo, like going like 360, but like it was.
Lazy eye.
It's like
But,
a
like, it
googly
was-
eye.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Googly eye.
It's like the
But it
ball
was-
instead of a cat toy, just woo!
But it wasn't like locking on to anything. Like you see, it's not following the movements of Octavia's good eye and stuff like that. And you ever like hold a torch up to it, the eye doesn't like the pupil doesn't contract or anything.
Oh, this is
So-
not funny, but I'm so uncomfortable. I have to laugh because oh my god.
You surmise it's probably like some kind of what are nerves, but it's probably like nerve damage or something. So we're not gonna get to like rods and cones and shit, but
I don't know. I think we do.
It doesn't have color out of one eye.
I stopped terrifies me. Okay. Whew.
so
Enough
but,
of the eye stuff.
Okay, onwards.
but yeah, you've imagined you've probably done all you can with what your current magical abilities have.
Well, he's got a cool eye patch, so we never have to worry about it again.
Never ever again.
He's like, thank you, Gar. That feels so much better. Here.
What
I guess now that it's clean, I can put this really nice eye patch on.
Good lord.
Octavio,
That's it.
that is a fancy eye patch. I like it much better.
I
It's
give him a
so
mushroom
nice.
that's kind of in the shape of a carrot, just like a little bit. Very good for your eyes.
Oh,
Oh!
Well, that was propaganda, right?
yeah, you gotta
He
give him that
doesn't need
good.
to know that.
Gotta give him that good orange peel
That's-
mushroom. There
That's
you go.
drow propaganda.
It's the equivalent of giving him a lollipop right now. So
Yeah.
that's what it takes.
Just a
You
basket
up.
of like chanterelles.
Yep.
Done.
break off
Swift.
a candied mushroom.
Swift like leans in like to Beery and is just like kind of whispers to her. It's like, do you feel a little bit upset that he immediately replaced your eye patch that you made for him?
No, I actually think I see the old eye patch crawling into the corner.
Mm.
Oh.
The entire time it was just a mouse with a strap on it, just like
And we all somehow ignored it.
How?
I was
Yeah,
going.
that's good enough.
I don't know what happened.
I find myself waking up every day, Beery, thinking to myself, how have we lived this long?
guys, my eye patch is getting hungry.
To be honest, I don't know if I've actually lived through this whole adventure, but I'm here.
You're
Maybe
alive
this,
for most of it.
maybe this entire thing has just been snow madness for me, personally.
Could be.
At least we're in it together with some leaf juice. And I hold up my little.
Well, it's sunken cost at this point. If any of you die, I will feel a great shame.
I go to Velen and thank her.
Oh, I feel the same way, bud.
and
Don't
And-
hug me.
and she
Oh, I just gave you a pat.
don't touch me.
Velen pats your hands. Velen like takes your hand like you know like a grandma and like pats it. He goes, "Hey, we spellcasters have to stick together." So
Does she have an eye patch too?
she does have an eye patch.
Aww.
I showed
You match. You match now.
I showed you her art, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we have it in our journal.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yeah. She's totally rocking an eye patch. You kidding me? So
I was like, I told her, like, yeah, I really appreciate it. It's been a while since I've gotten anything so nice. Thank you.
since I've had anything so nice, it's been like a month since I've had nice things.
Lifetimes.
I lost that silk so long ago.
Oh, that's right. Like all your good clothes is like in tatters now, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you stink because you threw up on yourself multiple
Plenty,
times.
multiple times, yeah.
Oh, Octavio. We are in the fancy part of town. You could probably find fancy clothes here. Match a new eye patch. Get a whole outfit going on.
Yeah, but I'm kind of broke.
Are we?
No.
For
Since
Octavio,
when?
you guys are broke.
Oh.
Hey, maybe at some point, but we're gonna just get right back out there. I don't know if it's a good investment right now.
Fair point.
Yeah, but
But,
if we're
like,
walking
you
through town and you
just-
see something, just point it out.
There you
Might be able to get it.
See,
Mittens?
Min's. Wait, Min's?
Just point it out. That's all I'm saying. We'll walk through and Octavio can be like, "Oh, I like that blue jacket there." I'd be like, "Okay."
I'd honestly,
Does
you've
it know?
been so
Cast
murderous lately.
invisibility.
Hey, happy birthday. It's not my birthday. Oh, weird.
Oh, I found this.
You've been so murderous lately. I keep forgetting that you originally just stole things.
He did more than
Yeah,
steal.
little-
He smuggled
little
too.
both.
I mean, smuggling.
But see, but
Yeah,
see,
it's adjacent.
Stealing
thievery
from the man.
didn't give him that dopamine rush, so it had to increase more and
To
more.
murder.
That's how. Never mind. That's the stuff that serial killers get into, so it's fine. Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
Well, before
Chasing the rush.
things get out of hand, do we want to go and speak with Speaker Otis now, or do we want to wait till tomorrow?
What time is it?
Yeah.
Is it late?
I mean, it's always late because there's no. But I mean, you guys did pay for your rooms last session, and Marta said like give you an hour to make up said rooms, and
Fucking around for an hour.
yeah, and that hour has probably passed since then because Octavio was dealing with tea, and you guys were talking to Velen, and Swift went and chatted up with the innkeeper. So yeah, in that time, the hour has since passed, and Mars like, oh, y'all rooms are ready. Just just saying, keep doing what you're doing.
Alright, should we go?
Um,
Alright, let's go over to the Blue Clam and talk to this guy.
Yeah, that's cool, Marta. Fuck this. I'm gonna go to the Blue Claw.
Well, I mean, we can go drop our stuff off, but that seemed like a excessive step.
Yeah, we can get the info from the speaker about the kobolds. What we need
yeah,
to
let's
do,
just
and
carry
go
our
after it
climbing
tomorrow.
kits and our.
Oh
Just walking
my
through town with
god!
giant
I assumed
backpacks.
I would say, let's go drop our stuff off, and you guys would be like, it's already done. The house elves did it.
no, no house
No, I
elves.
know, it's terrible. That's awful.
Uh,
Alright.
We have already done it through the power of montage.
Hmm.
There's some 80s movie.
That'd be the most interesting montage.
We went through, oh god, they had a whole unpacking process.
Yeah.
It's like the A-Team opening. Dun, da, 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 but it's just us unpacking.
and like
Zip,
In real
zip.
time.
I like what do y'all feels the bed's just like I don't know about this.
Beer's feet hang off the bed, just swinging.
Buff just pulls out a scroll of silence and just like getting it ready for later.
Immediately goes to the AC, sets it to the lowest possible setting.
Oh, naturally.
Mittens is looking through all the drawers, finds
I'm
like a
not-
Bible
I'm
of
not paying for
Talos.
Finds the Bible, flips through it for a gold piece. Fuck yeah! every time we go to a hotel room, we're like Bible. Yes.
I've never heard of that before.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, and people hide dollars in a Bible because it was a reward for being a good Christian. You're like, haha, suck it. You just like shake the Bible.
Fuck it, I do this at every hotel.
That's the best shit I've ever heard.
I have never heard that before. That's funny.
I'm gonna start checking them
God.
now.
Oh,
Yeah, so now every time we go to a hotel, Teresa's like, go look for the Bible. I'm like, yes.
Let's go dibs on the Bible. I got it.
oh my god.
And
Oh,
I do,
I love it.
and I do judge them based on what version they have. Like, King James.
I'm gonna look at every like. Now I'm applying this to like thrift shops where there's just a whole shelf of Bibles, and I'm like,
Or a Goodwill or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Goodwills anywhere?
Ooh, oh yeah,
No.
definitely. Go to thrift shops, thumb through the books, put them right back. Anyways,
Shaky,
A
shaky,
blue
shaky.
clam.
All right,
To the-
blue clam.
to the Blue Clam. Okay, so you guys, you leave the east side and immediately are hit by a gust of wind. You imagine a snowstorm is probably well on its way, judging by the thick snow that's rolling in. However, it's not. We're not quite at blizzard levels yet.
We're in
So,
town.
Yes, yeah, you're in town. Yeah, you're in town. That stuff doesn't happen in town. So there's like a magic seal around town.
Just a bubble.
Blizzard free. Anyways, but as you're making your way through town, you begin to hear whispers and tales and stuff like that. One of the things you hear about is how apparently a group of adventurers found some sort of sea witch in a cave somewhere, and the sea witch was preying on the citizens of East Haven. And the adventurers put a stop to it.
Oh, hey, that was us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was it? I don't know.
Maybe.
No one.
They sound like great adventurers.
That feels like forever ago.
It does.
Who died of that?
Oh, hey, Octavia.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Anyway, storyline. It feels like a lot's happened since then.
Yeah, and then people are like, oh man, that ain't nothing. You heard about what happened at East Haven, right? And people are like, what? They say someone broke into the speaker's house and tried to kill him. But then, and the guy's like, no. It's like, no shit. But then the same adventurers, and the guy's like, stop. No, seriously, the same adventurers came and they fucking killed the guy that was going to kill the speaker. He's like, get the fuck out of here. That didn't happen. I'm like, I swear to fucking, I seen the whole thing.
It was actually like 3 guys.
Guys, I think we're getting famous.
It's
We're
more
hearing
than
this,
3
right?
guys.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm just thinking of that corridor alone.
I'm looking at the group and he was like,
Oh, it's us.
People, we're becoming famous, guys. Guys,
Don't,
High five.
that was us.
don't let them know it's us. No, please.
That was us.
Don't.
Should I go tell them that it was us? I
No,
mean,
no.
they-
Octavia.
Octavia?
We don't need the extra
I'm
attention.
so sorry. I know you did those things, but they will not believe you.
But it was us. Why would I mean?
They might not have believed One Eye Octavio.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's
Or
true,
2
you're
Eye
talking about
Octavia.
Octavia,
Oh yeah,
why do
sorry,
we-
2 Eye Octavio.
Think about turn it around, Octavia. Why do we need them to know it was us?
Because we make a name for ourselves and become, known around it. We can have pull with people and
No, see, then I would have more people trying to come up to me and talk to me, and I do not want that. So
I'm on board with Swift. Don't need that attention.
granted, they'd have to
I
find
mean,
me. Granted, they'd have
I-
to find us first.
Just so you know, Octavio does not comprehend any of this because for him, this is the prime moment. This is what his grandpa taught him to do.
We're on
like-
a mission, Octavio. We're doing something right now.
But
Yeah, we're looking for
you
good
know, guys,
silks, clothing
somebody
shops.
else is gonna take. Somebody's gonna take credit for that, and it's not gonna be us. Like, we can use that. We can leverage that.
But
What
the
are you
people,
trying to leverage it for? Are you
Leverage
trying
the
to lift
peasants.
something onto a ship, Octavio?
the people that we need to know already know that it was us.
No.
But we could be so famous.
We
The people in
kinda already
charge,
are.
yeah, the people in charge know that we did that. We help, like the people
Do
that
they?
care, yeah.
People that
The-
matter.
The speaker of Bryn Shander and the speaker of East Haven know.
Fine. I
Hey,
guess.
Octavia, look, there's a tea shop.
Tea.
Tea!
Is it really? Do they have tea shops here?
You all have
It's an art
no
town.
attention
There's a
span.
tea shop.
There's actually one like every block.
Let me see. Let me see if there's a tea shop.
Where did they even
There's
grow
a tea
it?
shop.
There's a tea shop.
Yeah.
What
Is it
pollinates
expensive?
I would imagine right now they're probably hiking up the prices because it's imported and stuff like
From
that.
Good Mead, where all the bees are.
Hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Octavia, go get some tea for the road.
But I have already some. But we're
Wait,
good.
you got tea? When did you get tea? I thought you needed to restock on tea.
No, we're good.
All right, well, fine. And then I just keep on leading the way.
I want to look
This.
in and investigate the tea shop a little bit before we move on. Just like look at the door security, look at the back, see how it's laid out. And that's all, and then I'll just keep walking.
Oh, heist.
Swift was just watching the entire time, just shaking their head. Just
I want to play it off with Swift. Be like, Swift, that tea earlier, it was so good. Oh man, I had some kind of tea Octavio gave me. I don't know.
save
was
it,
good.
save it.
Man, I'm just gonna go.
I
in
do
here
not
and
care what you do as long as it does not bite us.
Go,
So you
I'm just
like
gonna go in here and
Targos?
check this tea and then look at the lock really intently like, as you open the door.
Swift is just like, listen, if their locks are that easily picked, they do not deserve to have it.
Octavia, what kind of tea did you have? I forgot to ask.
Oolong.
Oolong. Okay, there you go.
You had
It's hard to come by, so when I saw the chance, I took it.
So just yeah.
Who the hell would put an ice cream shop here?
Savage.
Is there an ice cream shop? Hold on.
You do this to yourself, Andrew.
There's actually not an ice cream shop.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, they went out of business, of course.
No,
Duh.
what it is that they put that thing where they put like maple syrup on fresh now.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Is that frozen yogurt?
Very
Yeah.
Vermont thing.
Yeah, there's a frozen yogurt place across the way. Yeah.
Fuck are all of
Snow
these things that you're
cones,
talking
lame.
about?
You also.
So do we make it?
Yeah, you make it. Like, as you guys are like.
I don't know what's happening.
We open the door and we just hear the unmistakable sound of cowbell. It's like do 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 do. Baby, don't fear Kalimbo.
Is this what the blue clam is?
Blue clam. Yeah,
Yes.
it's the blue clam. It's the blue clam cult. This place is while like the east side was like calmer, more relaxed. Like the blue clam is a bit more raucous. You're instantly like when you walk inside, you're instantly hit with the smell of roasting meat, and it's like a kind of like a beer hall style where it's like the long benches
Nice.
and you're like in the hearth, and you see on the hearth, which I say it's a hearth, but it's like a hearth that's like as big as this room. There's like racks of like roasting rabbits and stuff like that.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, many tavern songs being sung here, whatnot. And as you're making your way through, you kind of have to like dodge like tavern servers with their trays of mugs of ale and stuff. And they're kind of in the center of it all is this you at this point you recognize the politician air of a speaker, but you see there's people gathered around him. He looks kind of a bit on the young side, but he has a bit of a gray streak in his hair, and sorry, he's a half orc. He has a bit of a gray streak in his hair, and the cloak that he's wearing makes him he probably is built, but the cloak he's wearing makes him look more bulkier than he is. Like, you know how like when you put a suit on like a built dude, they're just like you know, like a slab of granite. So kind of like that. But he laughs the loudest, and it's a deep, warm laugh as he's like, you know, joking around with whoever's there. But yeah, so there's a speaker just laughing into a cup of ale. So
Who wants to chat him up?
as he makes a joke, it's like, you know, what do you call this act? Oh, it's the I forget the name of the joke already. But like, yeah, you catch him like right in the middle of a punchline.
And we all just walk up and go, ah, that was great.
I would
Anyway,
love,
about that mine.
I would love to watch Mittens do this.
Octavia's intimidated, so he's just kind of like back.
Swift is just like
I-
arms
What's
crossed,
his-
just like looking at everyone, just like, is somebody going to talk to him?
Speaker Oris, right?
Yes.
All right.
Oris masked you. I'm gonna masked few.
Masked few. Okay, wow, that takes a second. I walk up to Speaker Oris and like, hey there, Speaker Oris. I hear you have some issues with your mines.
And he goes, well, that business
got
is
that
mine.
wrong.
Wow, I got that so
That-
wrong.
It's so wrong.
He goes, well, that sounds like that business is mine and mine alone. No, seriously,
Oh,
though.
man.
Hold on. Let me go. Hold
I
on.
love this
Oh
guy.
my god.
And he gets up, and when he does, he goes like dad grunts his way up.
I
All
want
right,
to
he's
like,
already the best speaker.
all right, into the super strength handshake immediately.
Oh yeah, it's okay. Hold on, okay. Roll me a strength check, and I'll roll a strength check.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
It's
you're like a limp noodle in his grasp.
You've lost his
you're-
respect.
You
Call that a
forget
handshake.
you guys descended a freaking mountain, so you're tired, and you might underestimate him because you're a big girl, but that grip comes in, it's like a vice, like ooh, that's a powerful shake. You kind of like whoa, taken by surprise for a bit.
The sound
Yeah.
of your
It's great
arms
to
like
meet ya.
meeting just reverberates throughout the bar. We see a
Yeah.
shockwave.
Yeah, just like a the hairs that are roasting swing on the spit.
It's wonderful to meet you. We heard you need some help taking care of some kobolds and wanted to offer some assistance. We've kind of been working our way through the other towns, helping along. Maybe you heard of some stuff.
I
I just
have heard.
look at Octavio.
Hi.
I have heard of some people stirring up trouble somewhere, but I'm not going to name any names. Come on, join me at the bar. Well, we can talk there.
Sounds good. You have some whiskey? Need some whiskey after what we've been through.
I'm getting a beer because we're not going out tonight.
I don't
Do you
think
have any sparkling water?
Bar also gets water. Not sparkling.
I mean,
Questionable.
I mean, a beer, please.
the speaker goes, yeah, hold on a second. Pours himself a water, holds it up to a candle. There you go, sparkle, sparkle. All right, anyway.
Way to go.
Please don't kill me. I'll take a beer, please. I don't. Yeah.
He's gonna hate it.
This
Is
is
this Octavio's first beer?
this is this is not highfalutin beer. This is the people's beer.
Yeah.
This ain't your
This is the
hipster
Natty
IPA.
Ice of Icewind Ale.
Oh,
Natty Icewind Ale.
Natty Ice.
Natty Ice
Oh,
window.
man.
No,
all
doesn't want to stand out too much.
no, we're better than
Can we
that.
have the Yingling at least, please?
This is at least Ice House. We're not going natty.
This is, hey guys,
Is that better?
Keystone.
I like Ice House. I mean, that's just me. That's like my guilty pleasure beer. So, anyways,
everybody, pay attention to Andrew real quick. Andrew, I want this beer to be an amber bug.
All right.
anyways.
long story.
Sounds like you had a bad
I had a bad
experience.
time, yeah.
that
You
a lot
told
of
us
hit-
this. You told us that story.
I can't even smell it anymore. Anyways, no, okay, so yeah, it's like what kind of beer you want, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll take a blah blah blah, and the lady's
The
like,
beer.
I got regular and I got dark. That's it.
I'll take dark.
Dark.
A beer. What should I order?
The lightest, daintiest beer possible, please.
Regular.
Your lightest, daintiest beer.
No, knock out.
You see,
I'm glad you could fight.
what she said. You see, there's like the light and dark beer, and then there's like a smaller beer that says juniors on it.
Beer Junior.
Look how he's trying so hard to fit in. He's so out of place right now.
You're doing great, bud. Doing great.
Any bubble blowing babies will be beaten senseless in the bar. Anyways,
So
and she's like, and there's an umbrella in the beer for some reason.
let's talk business. Yeah.
Yeah, but right. He said as he takes a hearty swig of his dark beer, and you see like he's got like the foam stashed there for a bit, and he's like, "All right, so here's the skinny. Bunch of kobolds came in, and I guess they drove the miners out. Thankfully, it was bloodless, but you know that's kind of our I guess export, for lack of a better term, and keeps this town running. As you can see, these beautiful people, you know, as he waves out to the crowd. It's like I'm sure they would love to see their minds open, wouldn't they? And you see people like, yeah, stuff like that. Like some of them a little bit more drunk than others. So and he goes,
a little bit.
huh?
Octavio jumps like just like
yeah. You could tell these people are like wholly behind their speaker on this. But he's like, if you do this for me, I mean, obviously there's going to be compensation, but I mean, I would greatly appreciate it, and I'm sure the town would too. We have a lot of we got a lot of miners here that are itching to get back to work, despite the child labor laws. Am I right? Anyways, but no,
they're child labor laws.
get it, miners. Anyway. But
no, I don't understand. Would you explain it to me?
Oris actually takes the time to explain what the joke is to you, like a couple minutes.
How kind of him.
Yeah, but he does it in a way that's like not disrespectful.
Oh, I see. It is there is dual meaning to the word minus. Yes, okay.
Yeah, that's a double on. Anyways. but yes, the mines are currently closed, and if you could, I don't want anything. I personally would not like to have any blood on my hands regarding this, but you know, we need this mine open. It's the lifeblood.
Wait, why don't you want any blood on your hands?
Are kobolds a protected species?
No, kobolds aren't protected species. But no, it's just the fact that the kobolds kind of driven out the miners without any violent intent. I don't know. It seems strange to me. I personally don't know kobolds, so.
So you think they're? So again, they didn't kill anyone. They just scared them off.
Yeah, completely bloodless.
Fascinating.
Well, it didn't seem like they snuck in. It actually seemed like they came in.
Like they came from deeper within the mines?
Well, I mean, it's a mine, so yeah, I'm pretty sure given enough time, we were probably going to hit something like that, so.
Sounds like they were there first.
I'm not here to split hairs. I'm not here to split hairs. That guy is, and he points to the butcher, like cutting the hairs that are being on the roast.
I love this guy.
Griff hates this guy. Me personally, I love this guy.
Octavio's trying really hard to drink his beer, so he doesn't look weak.
And he goes, okay, and to be perfectly honest with you, election season's coming up, and I could really use this win.
So that's the catch. There we go.
So, if you could do that for me, I'd really appreciate it.
Is there anyone who would know more about what exactly happened? So we know what we're getting ourselves into.
He goes on to explain that I was filled in on the whole details. Apparently the miners believe that the kobolds are directly linked to the disappearance of a miner. However, there is the mine shaft that apparently they've broken into, and it's incredibly deep. And I hate to say it, I honestly wouldn't put it past them that perhaps maybe just one of them wasn't prepared for the job. I don't want to go off and assume that kobolds just came in and killed a guy, because that would look bad for me personally. But we've been having some current problems with the militia trying to get them into the mines. Apparently, they don't want any part of it.
She doesn't want to get involved.
Mm-mm.
Is there a reason? Or...
I fear that they might not have my political backing, or the other way around, as it would seem. So I don't think I have their support in this. And I've always put the workers first. But yeah, I've heard rumors going around that they're going to try to push for another speaker this next election, and the fact that the mines closed is being used as ammunition against me. So
well, honestly, the politics of this do not quite interest me, but getting the mine back up and running perhaps is good for the town as a whole. So
I think that's in our wheelhouse.
Already taking care of a sea hag, so what's this?
Yeah, true.
He flashes a knowing look at you when you say sea hag. He goes, "Hey, what's good for you is good for me and mine."
Suppose.
Joke. All right, that one didn't hit. I'm sorry. He says to you guys.
Continues sipping on this beer.
Whew, it just like takes a beat.
All right. Tough crowd.
Can't win them all, Oris. Can't win them all. What are you gonna say, Alex?
I was gonna say, well, I think we got all the info we need here. We know what to do, and we can do this job for you, speaker, and let you know.
I'd greatly appreciate that, and I'm pretty sure the town of Tourmaline will owe you a debt of gratitude for doing that as well. So
Surprised Mittens isn't asking about payment.
That was my next question. I was going to be like, well, so
There we go.
we do this. Yeah, he just is a little quick on it. So what's the reward for getting rid of these kobolds?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I ain't got much. However, it is also a tourmaline mine, so if you guys just happen to find something, I can turn a blind eye to it, if you know what I'm saying.
Big wink.
Like
Not
a
bad.
tourmaline, maybe.
But any gold or physical rewards we can get?
I have 50 reasons for you?
Are they all gold?
Maybe.
And this big book of dad jokes. Just for you.
The great big book of dad jokes.
I can't get over this fucking Octavio drinking the beer.
Well,
Every single sip.
push comes to shove. I'm sure we can figure something out.
And Oris goes, is your friend okay there? And looks at, and you guys look over at Octavio and like exactly like a little bit of his beer is gone. He's...
Ooh.
Oh, don't mind him.
That's normal.
Oh god, wait, he's asleep.
We gotta get
Make him awake real quick.
Just backflip. I mean, Yeah.
Wait, someone
We
put a
probably
heavy
should get
tarp on.
going. We should probably get going then.
Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I just gotta use the restroom. My apologies. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable. Now let's all here stare at each other in silence.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna go ahead and throw Octavio over my shoulder, and I say we head back to the inn now.
Yeah.
Wait,
That
when
was
you
ju-
pick me up, Octavio's like, Barry, I told you how great friends we are. I was
Greatest.
Swift.
gave you my life, and then I saved your life, and it felt good.
We're good. Greatest of friends, bud. Pat, pat.
Swift looks at the like
If you puke on me,
barely
though.
the barely drunk beer and just like just cannot waste this. It just fucking pounds it.
It slams the beer.
Okay.
How have you survived? How do you survive? I ask myself every 5 minutes.
And I like to think that you're like right behind Beery, drinking my beer, and I'm just like
Oh,
really loud, like just Swift.
yes,
Oh,
Octavio.
oh god, it's getting worse.
Yes, Octavio.
That drink tastes like piss.
Ooh, okay, we're leaving. All right.
Don't let the
I'm
bartender
gonna
hear
go ahead
you
and
say
rush him
that.
out the door now.
And Swift
going
like
I'm-
Swift just like actually laughs at that. Like Swift genuinely laughs at it.
What did I
I
miss?
wave at the barman. I was like, I'm so sorry.
This child is stupid.
I think
Oh.
I think I might like drunk Octavio more. He's more honest.
What did I miss? What happened?
Octavio just like loudly pronounced the beer tastes like piss
Yeah.
as we're standing in the bar, slung over my shoulder.
Someone in the back's like, hell yeah, it does. And someone's like, drink. Yes.
The strongest piss in town.
Give me another one of your drinks. I say, move my
Oh,
arm
that's
through the
enough
air.
for you.
Do you grab my beer, my giant like dark lager
have it?
beer?
Your big old beer.
I mean,
yeah,
I assumed you're over my shoulder, so
Yeah, I grab and just. Oh, this is darker. All right, I gotta go. Stick my head in the hole.
and eventually the bubbles just stop, and that's how Octavia dies.
Passed out in the
here he
beer.
just stands there and lets it happen.
No, this is normal.
Yeah.
This is okay. Maybe we should start worrying.
All right. Yeah, Octavio slung over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes is gonna be taken back to the east
God.
side.
Gar, thanks for fixing my eye hole.
Oh.
Gar, you know, we never really talked about this. You seem like a cool guy.
Again, half a beer.
Swift, I think, while this is happening, sort of pulls Mittens to the side, like pulls Mittens back and says, there is something potentially suspicious about the whole militia refusing to act. Given proximity to Targos, I'm a little bit concerned our friends, the Zentara, might be involved, but
I really hope not. We're not looking good to them right now. But hopefully we can just do this job and get out. And
Well-
hopefully not run into them.
if we have any opportunity to find out more, I say you and I be the quiet ones. Perhaps we can figure something out.
Octavio, stop grabbing the beers. We're trying to leave.
Yeah. Hey, beer.
Very. You look at the keg that Octavio got his beer poured from, and it says like 1% alcohol.
There's no duels.
Beer.
Have they just been
I'm-
giving
I'm-
him virgin cocktails at like every
Yeah,
other
I'm
bar?
I'm gonna tell you a secret, Barry. Get closer.
You're literally on my shoulder. I can't get any closer.
You're also yelling.
I had a dream about a golden dragon.
Haven't we all?
It was beautiful and majestic.
Yeah, she
Got it.
was.
And it was like I knew the dragon.
Oh
and
my
it
god,
just-
Beatty, please.
it was calling me, and I
He doesn't even know what you're saying right now.
I'm gonna survive.
Oh my god.
Here's the real
He
question.
keeps talking about this dragon when he's sleeping, by the way.
Huh. Do you think that's important?
I have no idea.
I'm a dragon. Just like as he's turning.
I honestly tune it out most of the time. I just remember, so.
Octavio's like flopping around, just like, I'm the golden dragon. You're not my golden dragon.
Gotta chase that dragon. Oh, we've
See,
all been
Mittens,
there.
you're the only
I
one
know,
I feel
same.
like Mittens, you're the only one I feel like I can trust when it comes to anything covert. So.
Exactly.
Actually, you know
look
what?
who we're hanging out with, and just point to Octavio upside down, Beery,
You
like
know
chasing
what?
him around.
Actually, Gar is pretty quiet. He might be fine with this too. Think about it.
I think we could bring Gar into this.
Yeah, we just
Gar-
don't let
Gar-
the.
Gar
Not
is so
me,
quiet.
I'm just
You
the one
forget to add him into the plans. He's just like, yeah, cool, whatever.
I already heard all of it. I've already been here.
Gar is just like silently absorbing everything and just like
Oh.
all these people suck.
Still dragging Octavio down the road.
So here's the actual.
Howard, you're
question.
muted, by the way.
I was just saying, Gar secretly hates everybody.
Oh,
Gar is like, these are just my coworkers. I don't actually like any of these people.
Like every time Gar laughs, like the ha 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 laugh, like the obviously fake laugh.
And then just as soon as he turns away, just immediately the smile goes away. Just
Just straight
Yep.
face.
oh my goodness.
Gar's just getting stuff for blackmail for this crew. Anyways, so here's the real question, Octavio. Are you actually passed out? Like, are you unconscious, sleeping right now?
Yeah, now I am.
Okay, good, excellent. So, as you guys are making your way back to town to the east side, I imagine you're just gonna go into your rooms and plunk this drunken tiefling on his bed.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic.
Dragons go. "Rawr."
and then sometimes they go, and that's weird. I don't know why they do that.
Swift just like shoots Beery a look and is like, don't.
I just like push Octavio's face down onto his bed. Just like, all right,
Just-
lay
just
down,
put-
boop.
Wait,
Just put him.
I got something important to say. And then I just create little flames on my fingers.
Those are words. A good try.
Just leave him. He'll be fine.
Does he say that he's a great designer?
Graphic design. Graphic design is my passion.
I'm a great designer.
I'm a great designer.
That video lives out there somewhere.
In empathy.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, actually, I think Alex, don't you have it?
I might have it on my computer.
Oh, good. I didn't know it was in a video.
Good lord.
Yeah.
Oh my
Anyways.
gosh. Anyways, so as Octavio is shouting that he's the world's greatest graphics designer, which people in town like, what the fuck's a graphic design? Anyways, so Octavio, you actually, hold on a second, you actually begin to dream.
Ooh.
Which is weird. Which is weird because alcohol actually inhibits your ability to dream. So
Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, that's true. And you wake up, and the horde, the dragon's horde that you were in before. However, this time you see a curious sight. Hewn into the stone of the mountain is a set of double doors. Like wooden double doors with gold handles on them.
I approach.
You approach. Okay. You open the doors, and inside, you see the hallway of the most resplendent mansion you've ever seen. The carpet is thick and luxurious, and along the walls are artifacts from faraway places, some places you haven't even heard of, and amongst it all is tapestries of heroic acts and deeds and chivalry and whatnot. This you take a moment to study like the molding and stuff like that, and this makes your family's house look like the boarding house in Goodmead by comparison. Like it is by far the most luxurious mansion you've ever seen. And yet, curiously, the hallway has no doors. It's just a very long hallway. But at the end of it, you see a figure standing in front of what seems to be some kind of portrait or painting or whatever. Whatever it is, it glimmers brightly within the lantern light of said mansion.
I approach it.
Okay, very good.
He turns around
As
and
you-
goes home.
Yeah, I'm good. As you approach, you see it's not a first of all, it's not a portrait, but instead what it looks like dragon wings, right? As they are unfurling in a massive piece of goldsmithing. This dragon wings unfurling, and the dragon is like spread eagle looking off to the side. And below the dragon's head is a picture of a man dressed in nobleman's armor. A red billowing cape flows behind him, and he has the sword, like that. He has a mustache and a helmet, and below it you see the name Alfonso Ruben de Cadenas. But the years span back thousands upon thousands of years. What you believe to be his birth date and date of death. And
Wait. So you say he lived for thousands of years, or this was thousands of years back?
thousands of years ago.
Oh.
And what you see is that you see the name etched in gold, and then you see it's not a painting, like the portrait of this man is on top, but you see it's actually like a family tree that spans for generations upon generations. You actually count 67 generations of Cadenas. However, there is one part of the gold is green with corrosion, and below that you see the corrosion. The belt of corrosion is strong, and then it begins to fade, and then after that it's just simple metal. The lady, the figure is a lady in armor with flowing black hair, and she simply studies the family tree there, and she notices you. You get the feeling she's noticed you since you were there, since the second you stepped foot in, and she says, I have to apologize. I did not mean to mistake you for him. By the way, the man in the portrait, dressed in like traditional, I guess if we were to put it to metaphor, he's like dressed like a conquistador, with like the helmet and stuff like that.
Yeah, like old timey armor.
Exactly. Thank you. With like the solid plate, and gold filigree. She goes, I did not mean to call you by his name. It's been so long since I felt a kindred spirit like that. And she turns to look at you, and she looks like this.
Oh.
And she says, I appear to you now as I appeared to him that many thousands upon thousands of years ago. And
I do that thing that I look back thinking she's talking to somebody else.
no. No. Yes, you, Octavio. See? There. And she points, and sure enough, your name is there on the bottom of the tree in tiny font. and the thing you notice is that as you look, you see Alfonso Ruben de Cadenas is in this massive, like, like stamp font, and then the names get smaller and smaller and smaller. And there's one name that's just it's corroded out, like just gone. And but then the names continue on. and she says, I don't know how to say this, Octavio. You would think someone of my age would find the words, but I'm not going to mince words with you. Some men are born in the greatness, and some have it thrusted upon them. But it would seem you have that. You have it both ways. It's happened. It's happened to you, as it's happened to so many others in your lineage. However, it would seem fate has brought you here to me.
And I'm sorry, your name? Who are you?
Yes, of course. My apologies. I am Anna Koana, and I am let's just say an ancestor of yours.
Oh,
Yes.
nice to. Is this a dream? And it's my dreams are usually weird, and this is very real.
I assure
Is that my family tree?
I assure to you this is as real as the wound you've sustained, and yes, this is in fact your family tree.
What does this mean? And I point at the corruption part. And why is it only my branch?
Octavia, that is a story for another time. But I do want to tell you something. You, years upon years upon years of generations of Cadenas, you're the first person that has so resembled my dear Alfonso. And let me tell you, you carry that spark of him within you, and he was among the most noblest and honorable people I've ever met.
Now, out of character here, Andrew.
Yes.
Do I know Alfonso?
No, you do not know who Alfonso is.
Okay, I'm gathering that this is just a, you know, a ancient family member, but I'd never heard of him. I tell her I don't know who Alfonso is. My family usually doesn't really talk about the rest of my family. It's usually just us and Waterdeep. Are you? Never mind.
Am I what?
Well, you just said it. It sounded like you and Alfonso knew each other.
She actually smiles and she laughs a little bit, and her laugh is bright. It's, you know, it's warming. She goes, yes, I knew him. And Octavio, you have a very rare gift, and believe it or not, the Cadenas family used to be stuff of legends. You came from a very powerful household, and I watched from the shadows as Alfonso made his legends. At his side, I adventured with him and his companions. And let me tell you, he was a fierce combatant, but a very honorable man. But we are not here to discuss your family's greatness. History has done you a kindness insofar in the fact that they have forgotten the name of Cadenus. But I'm here to let you know that you can rewrite the book on this. You are able to clean that, and she points at the spot of corrosion on the family tree. I shouldn't do this. I don't want to burden you with this, but Octavio, I see such potential in you. I feel the potential in you. But you know what else I feel? I feel fear. Are you afraid, Octavio?
No.
I don't mean of danger or harm. Are you afraid of yourself?
Sometimes.
I sense the hesitancy within your spirit, Octavio.
Uh, things happened that made me not want to learn what I'm capable of. I had a good life in Waterdeep. All I had to do was study and do taxes and be rich. And now I'm shooting fire out of my hands. And not the tiny flames that I'm used to, but like huge blasts. And I don't know where that's coming from.
Do you want to live a life of fear, Octavio? Your grandfather's living one. Why do you think he is the way he is?
My grandfather's not afraid.
Your grandfather is very afraid, as is most men.
He's one of the families one of the heads that run Waterdeep. Like, what does he have to be afraid of?
Your family used to be so much more than that, Octavio. Our family used to be so much more than that. And he's afraid, just like they were afraid, of being forever lost in time. However, relevancy is one thing, but fear corrupts. Fear turns men into monsters. And Octavio, I don't want to see you go down the path I've seen so many of your family members tread. I am afraid as well. But I'm afraid that his spirit points at Alfonso's portrait. I'm afraid his spirit will be lost forever. And I'll be perfectly honest with you, you seem to be my last hope at this. I want a man such as him to live on, and I want the world to remember.
Who was he? I don't know anything about him.
In time, I will tell you, but I don't want you to burden yourself with his story. I want you to focus on writing yours. The pen and ink is in your hands, Octavio. But if I may, speaking of which, can I take your hands? And she holds her hands out.
Sure.
When you put your hand in hers, and when you do, the veins on your arm begin to glow bright, and your vision begins to tunnel, and you can sense the immense amount of power this woman wields. Oops, that's a little louder than I thought it would be. You sense the immense amount of power this woman wields, and you see her eyes flash gold like gilded cataracts. And she goes, Octavio, I want you to look. And you are not crippled, but this amount of power feels dangerous to you. Like it feels like you're going to explode. And she goes, this is only the very tip of this iceberg, but I want you to look. I want you to see. You fear what you're capable of, but you have done so much in the time that you've had. You are capable of tremendous power, and you see the flash of the knoll being immolated by your chaos bolt. But you've done it so much to protect your friends, and you see like Barry, like like knocked out in the corner with all the other gnolls and stuff like that. And she goes, "You are capable of tremendous harm." And you see the flash of you like blasting the guard and Targus in the face.
I
And
flinch.
but you are also capable of so much heroism. And you see the flash of like all the people in East Haven like eating like the soup and whatnot. And it's like people are already speaking of you. Your name is already being whispered, and that your name and the names of your friends are being whispered amongst these people, and they need you, Octavio, now more than ever. This is their darkest moment. You cannot fear this. And she holds your hands up. You cannot fear this. If you fear this, it will corrupt you. You need to learn to wield it. You see this as a terrible terrible curse, but it's not. It's a gift. This is a gift, Octavio. You've done so much, but yet your story's only just begun. Do you see?
Yes.
Do you understand what you must do?
Yes.
She goes, I need to show you one more thing. The people of Ten Towns need you, but they also need you as well. She holds a hand out to the side of your head, and you see a vision of a fortress hewn within stone at the foothills of the spine of the world. Orcs cower at the malice of their leader as a young orc war chieftain orders yet another orc's head upon a spike. Meanwhile, all the while, you see a hooded figure, a drow, whispering into their ear. They need you, Octavio. Now more than ever. And then you wake up. Boom! In your bed.
Oh. That was intense. I've got
Yeah.
what you may call the chills.
Hmm?
I say I got what you may call the chills.
It's not just because it's cold out.
Does Octavio wake up in a different way than usual?
No, I like to think that this time I actually wake up normal.
Swift immediately looks over and is like, something is wrong.
I'm a little sweaty too.
Oh god, I hate
This is
waking up and you're sweaty.
This is the first time I've ever seen you wake up normally.
I just had a dream. I felt so real. It was like I was there. The dream so intense it cured me from my hangover.
Well,
The
I should
hangover-
hope so. You had like a sip of beer.
The hangover you never had.
Frankly, it was a bit pathetic, but
This was my first beer. Okay,
It was a hard cider.
it wasn't a duel.
just out of just, I guess, wild curiosity for what has caused you to do this not insane thing when you wake up. I guess you could tell me about it if you want.
It was I met this lady and her name was Anakoana, and she had a crazy golden scar in her face, and she showed me my family and my family tree.
Okay,
and how
hold
we
on,
go
slow
back
down, slow down.
thousands of years.
Oh boy.
How about that mine?
So you just keep telling Swift about it, and Swift is like, okay, I'm sorry I asked at this point. Oh,
Swift is
wait,
getting
wait.
dressed as you're talking. Like, oh,
Wait,
that's great.
Swift, hold on. Do you know what a fortress in the spine of the world, and there's orcs there, and I describe how she described it.
didn't Chief Rendar say that there was an orc fortress? That his tribe was having some kind of issue.
Yeah. I need to go there.
Now?
Soon.
That's like
So,
At some point, I don't know.
Swift is like thinking
Right this
about it.
moment.
So I'm just like thinking
This-
about it
this-
as like that's like the
Let's screw
spine of
DM's
the
plan.
world is like
no.
to the south, right? The spine of the world is to the south.
The spine of the world's to the south from here. It's not very much south, but it is south of here.
Well, I mean, I guess we could go there at some point.
Yeah. We
I mean,
can-
if it's
whatever we
in,
need
I
to do
guess
now,
if
but
if it's important
I-
to you.
I need to go. I need to help. with
Okay,
this.
all right, all right.
I knock on your guys' door.
And I'm because I'm so exasperated. This kobold.
Okay, so this is more. This is what I'm used to. What is it, Beery? I can tell it's you.
Why are you guys yelling about the
Because
spine? Why are you guys yelling
they're
about the
holes in-
spine of the
What is-
world right now?
Beery, what's your passive perception?
Spine of the world. Spine of the
I assume Octavio is waking up in a panic.
Yeah. Definitely a panic.
Hey, Octavio had
walls.
Octavio had a dream about orcs and the spine of the world.
It wasn't because of the orcs. It was my family, and it was.
Okay, she asked about the
Rattle.
spine. She asked about the spine of the world, though, not the whole
But
thing.
the other stuff is important too.
Oh,
I need
okay.
to know what happened.
Oh,
I just
God.
like spew everything in like 2 seconds.
Oh Jesus! All right.
Okay.
And I'm like sweating.
I haven't even had my coffee yet. Octavio, you need to go take
You
an ice
asked me.
bath.
You asked for this.
What
This
you
was
have
just-
you asked for this.
What
I
you-
heard spine of the world. I haven't been home in a while. I figured I'd check and see if we were planning a visit.
I
What
think
you-
we are. I guess.
what you
Do
guys
you know where
haven't
the fortress
noticed.
for the Orcus?
do.
What
I
you
know
guys-
with the fortress.
What haven't we noticed?
If it's in the spine of the world, you might have a good idea of where it's at. Like
Who,
you know, the
Beery?
the spine of the world's her backyard.
Yeah.
So
Could I link up with my Goliath clan?
oh yeah,
Ooh.
they'd probably be able to point you in the right direction.
Nice. Well, I haven't been home in a while, so my Yaya's probably gonna be real mad. But I'm sure we could go there and they could help us.
All right,
How
well,
far
I guess
away?
we'll add it to the list.
You throw it on the pile.
Yeah.
But what you guys haven't noticed is the nice steaming bowl of breakfast chowder provided to you by this town's ladlesmith clan.
Oh no!
Is it clam
what
chowder?
is-
Is it clam chowder?
What makes
No.
it breakfast chowder?
I
There's
don't know.
Hmm.
Is it just
Potato?
gravy with
I mean,
Actually-
there's normally potato in chowder.
Actually,
It's
it would
just a
probably
cracked egg on top of it.
it would probably be like hot cereal or something like that.
Hmm.
But it's like it says Ladlesmith Brothers.
Cream of wheat.
A ladle bit goes a long way.
Oh man.
How long have you been working on that?
Is it just? Can it just be cheese grits? Can we just get cheese grits?
Are
Come
you
on
proud
now.
of yourself?
It's cheese grits.
It's cheese grits. I hear somebody wants to put sugar on their grits, and I about fight them.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sweet
Yeah.
grits.
Speak. No. Mm-mm.
No. No.
I
No.
go take a shower.
There's no showers.
No,
there.
what shower?
I go take a bath. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, there actually is a breakfast soup. It's called changwa. It's Colombian milk and egg soup. Anyways,
Ugh, I don't know about that.
I don't know. Look pretty good. Looks
It
like a,
depends how you prepare it.
I think it's just the milk and egg soup is not a good sounding combination. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
it could
that's
be
Yeah.
described a
that's-
little
that's-
better.
Ah.
basically ice cream before it's frozen. So
Right.
I
yeah.
don't imagine that's the only proponents of it. I mean,
it's just somebody cracks an egg into a bowl of hot milk.
Yeah.
Yum.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm.
milk poached eggs.
Blech.
Oh, they didn't cook the
Ah.
egg. No.
I mean, why not?
Oh, actually, it is milk poached eggs. Huh.
Oh no, I can't do it. Okay, no,
I mean, why not? That doesn't sound that bad.
that sounds
so
bad.
do we want to take a quick 10-minute break?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Poached egg break.
Ugh.
Time for some milk poached eggs.
I
Let's
hate
go.
poached eggs.
Mm.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say the goodbyes to the team. I'll be right back. New Matter, so there you go. All right, cool. Thank you everybody for joining us. We will be right back in just about 10 minutes. If you've enjoyed the stream so far, please make sure to follow us on Twitch and Facebook to stay on top of everything that we do. We play games, we do video games, we do tabletops here on Twitch. We also have a podcast that comes out every other Wednesday, but we do the live recordings on Sundays. If you've enjoyed the music and the art that we've been using for the show, please make sure to give them some love and follow them. All the artists are on this side of the screen, and down on the QR codes they have 2 playlists curated by Andrew himself, with all the music that he's used in this game. That's been pretty awesome. So if you want to use them for your own game, please feel free. Just give it a like and share with other people that are also running Rime on the Frostmaiden. But with that, we'll be back in just under 9 minutes. See you all soon. We're live now.
Huh? Yeah, I'm looking at his stuff. I haven't seen any of the stuff he's in. I don't know. Maybe it was just like, you know, somewhere. I don't know. Just that name, like, oh hey, it rung a bell.
Oh yeah, I went to high school with Alex Brightman.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I carpooled with Alex Brightman. He was a dick. Don't ever be
Libel and slander, sir.
You don't know Alex Brightman, do you?
What if I went to high school with Alex Brightman?
Oh,
I didn't.
Are we ready? Let's go.
are we all here? Are we all back?
Mhm.
Yep, all of us.
Okay.
No,
I was kidding. I thought they were in here.
you said it literally as Heather was turning the camera on. So.
Yeah. Well, you guys saw me walk in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. That sounded like a sneeze.
Ew, ew, ew.
That was the choking on my own spit cough.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I've been
yeah.
there.
Classic.
And you're just like, if this was in the wilderness, I'd be dead.
I don't know how Octavio will react to knowing that he's descended from a golden dragon.
I mean, you were
Happy?
talking. You were literally just talking to like about 10 minutes ago. Hey, yeah, I'm probably a dragon, right?
I know, but he was drunk. Now he's fully lucid. He's like,
It's only his subconscious.
Where did he think his powers came from?
just magic.
The powers of friendship, obviously.
Ah,
Duh.
Duh.
Why do you think I'm more powerful with you guys?
Duh.
That's not true because you guys were not friends at the beginning of this campaign.
Exactly, and I was weaker.
Okay.
Swift
all right,
is there every single time Octavio does something cool. What does that mean?
Yeah, it's true. I
And
love
Beery
the fact
never
that he misses
is.
All of it.
It-
She sees like
Somehow.
the regular stuff.
It's
but
pretty
the
impressive, though, that it's just continued on like that.
Yeah.
Octavio's powers is directly proportional to how much Barry can't see. So there's gonna be a moment where like, someone splashed Barry in the eyes with acid, and Octavio just like
Just one shot's a dragon.
Beer gets tangled in a sail. Don't even know where the ship came from.
Yeah.
just a random sail just flapped into the town.
Oh my
No
god.
idea what happened.
Perry got caught in a plastic bag that was flying to the.
No.
I also
Barry, just
love the
rip it.
fact
It's
that-
plastic.
I love the fact that Beery, the strongest character who wants to fight everything, has not killed anything, like anything big.
have you done the finishing blow on anything yet? I don't know. No.
That's
Okay.
so crazy to me.
Actually, I think
The
I
dice
feel
have
like all of this has been like the arc of like humbling Beery.
no, okay, that's not how things are working out, and I apologize for that. But I have to point out the irony that everybody points at, oh, haha, Octavio, you're weak, and yet Barry's the one that died the most.
Yeah.
So much and no one like none of the characters address that. They're just like, this is just Beery. This is just what happened.
Yeah.
Perry keeps putting herself in the line of danger. This is a natural consequence of that.
You know I can survive Icewind Dale, but I keep trying to duel things, and it's just
Yeah.
adding a layer of
Exactly.
difficulty.
Yeah. You're handicapping yourself by demanding you fight everything 1v1.
Yeah, I've given up on that. I've actually sworn off of that, like I've sworn off of heavy drinking. Yep.
This is Barry on the road to sobriety. I'm proud.
Barry learns that she needs others.
This is the first drink Beery's had in a long time, and they only drank part of it because they had to take care of Octavio.
Oh, look, another one that Swift just fucking slams.
Yeah.
That's actually-
Unfazed. Unfazed.
I was gonna say that's how Swift like slept so soundly that night.
Yeah.
That was hard to say.
How do you think I sleep through Octavio's thrashing?
Fair enough.
Swift is just like fucking drunk every night.
Next season, Swift's drinking problem.
Swift,
Yeah,
Swift,
It cycles
yeah,
through the
Swift-
characters.
Swift drinks so much no-no juice.
You know, I only have this accent when I'm drunk, right? Switch.
Yeah, this is how I talk normally, right? Like the other accent is me just slurring my words.
Anyway,
always drunk.
okay, so you wake up.
I feel like
You
we're
had-
getting dangerously close to stereotypes with that.
Yes.
You all wake up. You have your milk poached eggs. It's delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I
Little
have cheese
breakfast.
grits. I will not. Mm-mm.
The eggs
Little-
are especially snotty and berries ones, and they jiggle.
Poached
when you
eggs,
wake-
objectively the best form of egg. Yes.
Get out.
Objectively.
Yeah.
Do you all hate poached eggs? Am I
Yes.
crazy?
I like
I don't-
poached
I-
eggs.
Yes.
I don't-
Poached eggs are objectively the best form.
I
of
have
egg.
only ever had vinegar so.
Oh, that's incorrect. You
Oh, does that
you
even
shouldn't
count?
be able to taste the vinegar.
No, that's all I've ever experienced, and I hate it, and I'm not dealing with it anymore.
Whoever did that put too much vinegar.
We have to retry that.
Was it cooked entirely in vinegar, like no water?
Oh god,
Just
that's what they
boiled-
probably did.
I'm sorry.
That's an Easter egg. That's not.
Was there a lot of food dye in it?
I see how you could make that mistake.
The same person that did this basically cooked octopus until it became a rubber band.
Yeah.
So the person who cooked it was a bad cook.
They think they're good.
Oh no.
Sorry, Alex. It's not Alex, but
Was it
sorry
my
to you,
dad?
Alex, for all of this.
Was it my dad?
Hmm?
What do you mean?
It's your dad. Your
Yeah,
dad
okay,
has
well,
served
it's
me the
supposed to-
worst poached egg. I'm not.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I
okay.
will agree to this.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. We're all.
Terrible
We're all
I was
on the
just
same page.
like,
I'm trying
I
to
asked
tiptoe
that and you
around
didn't
it
answer.
and be nice.
You don't have to be nice. It's okay.
Well,
You know, we're a
This
very
family's
real
brutal.
family. We're a
It's
very real
brutal.
family. We'll say this shit right to you.
okay. So small little trick before we move on to the rest of the session. Small little trick I learned from working at a diner. Instead of vinegar, put in a slice of pickle, and that helps it a lot more instead of a
Oh.
splash of vinegar.
It's just
Yeah.
the acid. You just need the acid.
Yeah.
Just floats
Yeah.
in it?
It
Okay.
helps it because the acid helps
Yeah.
it bind together better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Anyways, so yeah, I have had poached eggs. They're not my preferred choice. Anyways,
You're
More
all
of a
wrong.
fried egg kind of guy. I don't know.
has
Good over
anyone-
medium?
I like Good
Ooh.
Friday. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good over
only-
medium
little
on
bit
top of the
runny.
cheese grits.
Yes.
To be
Yes,
fair, the
it's
only type of
toast.
egg I really don't
As
like is a
everybody,
scrambled egg.
as every character's having this conversation about eggs, Octavius just staring at his food. He just blurs out.
Octavio,
You guys
eat
have
you need your
weird family members.
Oh,
Is this egg
You
conversation
might.
happening in game?
Yeah, in real game.
you might actually get to meet some of my Goliath family members, and yeah,
I'm
just
talking. I'm talking like you know, like they're like a dragon grandma. Is that
Well-
normal.
Does
Is
anyone, does
I
anyone
don't
have
think
any
so.
family members more on the draconic side?
I mean,
Cannot-
Swift's mom is a Goliath bear something.
Okay.
Deity.
So having a creature as a family member is not that weird.
And we-
I mean,
was
she-
sorry.
Oya Minota raised me. She did not bear me. That was a weird joke that I did not intend to make.
Or
Uh,
it's eating's like, I got it, you're good.
It's complicated.
I get it, but I just mean, you know, it's the family tree account.
Yeah.
I can't say that I have any dragon ancestors, and frankly, after meeting that ice dragon, I do not wish to.
It's
I
kinda
mean,
weird.
Mittens is a creature.
Fair.
I don't know if it was a dream or not.
Swift can turn into part cat.
Actually, with this revelation that Mittens has lived previous lives, he might be your best shot at having.
Oh, there you go.
Dragon.
Maybe he was a dragon at some point. Think back,
Yes,
Mittens.
Were
Think
you
back.
ever a dragon in any of your lives?
I have to consult my spirit friends, but we might be onto something.
That scene from the Avatar just.
Mittens' friends on the other side.
It's
But-
just scrolling through it like it's the closet in Clueless, just like you, no, you, no,
No.
no, you,
The
no.
Rolodex of Mitten's past lives.
Murderer. I've seen a trend here.
Man, I see a bit of a pattern here.
Oh, nurse! Oh, murdering nurse.
In fact, the only one that wasn't a murderer was the sailor that was going to kill somebody before they got killed by a fish.
He was a fish murderer.
Yeah,
But
but
the
he
fish
was-
got him
yeah.
first.
They were in the act of planning a murder.
They were
Exactly.
planning the fish murder, and
It
the
was
fish
on the fishing trip. That's when it happened, and then the knucklehead trout came and ate his
This
face.
as soon as I get the special. And then- Anyways,
Families can be complicated, Octavio. I wouldn't worry about it for now.
Okay,
We
I'll
need-
try not to.
We're going into a mine with kobolds. We need you to be paying attention.
I mean,
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah. I got it. Don't worry.
we're in a world where like dragons can talk, and we're in eternal winter, so unconventional family structures not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, pretty standard.
Are golden dragons like known of by the common? Like I always wondered, like dragons in general, is it just kind of like they exist, but you don't know like their hierarchies and all that?
I mean, I would imagine like a golden dragon is like stuff of legends.
Okay.
Like my personal I have no idea what the Sword Coast canon is, but my personal head canon is that you can count the number of gold dragons on 2 hands.
Oh,
You know.
okay.
So yeah.
The number of ancient dragons in one finger.
Well, yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like ancient dragons, yeah, on like 2 hands. So one for each color. Boom, 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 boom. So collect them all. Anyways. All right. So you all you're all gonna head to the mines, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So you
Ooh, actually, should we talk to the militia captain first to get more of the story before we go in there? Just
Well, it seems like they don't want to get involved. Like, I don't know how much they would know.
I figured it was just because of the speaker, but if they talk to us,
Didn't we chalk it up to the Centaur?
We don't know that for sure.
Yeah.
okay.
I think that's
I mean,
where
they
we
could have
landed
separate
on it,
reasons,
though.
I do kind of like that because they could give us some different information than what the speaker told us.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's
I
reasonable.
agree.
Yeah.
The speaker was like a little shady, to be
Mhm.
honest.
That's
when
what
he
I
was
was
going about
feeling.
everything.
Well, he
Was
was.
he
He was.
shady or
Yeah.
were her jokes bad?
He was trying to distract
Both?
us from the shadiness with the bad jokes.
My
Mm.
read of the situation was that he was, attempting to play it to his favor,
Definitely.
like because he just, wants to get reelected. But who knows? Maybe he was hiding something.
I mean, that's entirely up to you. It's what I mean. It's your guys' game. What do you feel like doing?
Where are the militia
I mean,
based?
yeah, they're probably in town, so we can do that before the mines.
Okay.
Maybe it's on the way.
He'd probably also be at the Blue Clam, just on the other side.
They're just
Just staring daggers
There's a
at the
line down
speaker
the
over there.
middle. No,
So you ask about like the you ask around town about the militia leaders and stuff like that, and they point you towards the what other place it would be, but town hall. They say that yes, the let's see, hold on, let me get the name here. The militia is ran by a man named Shaylin, who is a rather like button down, no nonsense human. You is that what you're gonna do? You guys are gonna go to the town hall?
Yeah. Why not? At least
Sounds
ask
like-
him, get an idea of what we're getting into.
Okay. All right. So on the way to the town hall, you hear a town crier saying how Gemstone Mine is closed because of monsters. Speaker Massey is offering a reward of 50 gold to any who clears it out. But as you at town hall, this is actually a more humble version of it. However, it does have more elaborate wood carvings, but compared to like the huge town hall of Bryn Shander or the converted ship of East Haven, it does look somewhat resplendent, but not not like braggadocious or anything like that. And within you see businesses being conducted in a comfortable but formal fashion. There are people that they're airing their concerns. Obviously, a lot of them are going to be about the gold mine and stuff like that. But within you do find the man that they called Shaylin. And he's dressed, his clothes has quite a bit of starch to it. You see there's no give to his persona, and his what's the word, body language. The man stands with a ramrod in his spine, and he goes, I understand that the speaker has employed you in his services to help clear out the gold mines. Is that correct?
Yep.
Correct.
Let me tell you that I don't believe that Speaker Matthew is the one to give such directions. And I don't mean he doesn't have the authority. He absolutely has the authority. I just don't believe that he's the kind of man that should be speaking for all of us.
Is there a problem in the mine then?
The problem in the mine is that they have dug too deep.
That's what I was thinking.
They've dug too deep, and Speaker Massey has done nothing to prevent it. And worse yet, it has led to the loss of one of the miners, and now an invasion of kobolds.
From within the mine.
Correct.
Yep, I had a feeling that was the case. Because why would they show up and then people leave voluntarily?
They
Hmm.
didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't leave voluntarily. They were ousted by these kobolds, and so naturally we were sent to go. We were sent to go route them. However, we believe it would stand as testament to one of Speaker Matthew's failures as a speaker.
So, let me get this straight. Instead of fixing the town's problem, you decided to not do that because it would make the guy that you don't like look good.
That sounds like some grade A reasoning right there.
The problem is that this is the bed that he's made, and now he has to sleep in it like a big boy.
So you don't.
Along with the entire town?
The town will survive.
Thought that was the town's main resource. How will they survive? What other imports do they have besides, or exports besides the tourmalines?
Oh, don't get me wrong. We have every intention of reopening the mines. Just not now.
Jesus Christ.
Are you waiting for after the election to fix the mines?
Not exactly.
Is the militia the same as the town guard? Or are they just volunteers?
They're, by definition, a militia is volunteers.
Swift doesn't normally do this. But Swift wants to read into what he just said.
Read into how?
Sort of like try and figure out what he means by what he just said.
Would that be like a check, like an insight,
Yeah.
or is that
yeah,
just?
that would definitely be an insight check.
Like an insight check. Jesus.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I
Hey,
have
he
a
seemed like-
I
seemed
have
like
a
a good
plus
man.
5, but nothing doesn't matter, I guess.
Double ones.
Ooh.
Okay,
Dude,
and
practice
so you
skill
can
is
see
split.
now. You can see now while Swift doesn't normally do this.
Let me.
That's impressive.
Apparently, the game is just reinforcing that I should never make an
I
insight
feel
check.
like
with
that
Swift.
is correct.
Never mind. I don't know anything.
He seems like a genuine person. I don't.
I think Swift is suspicious, but he can't figure out why. Or
Let me-
Swift can't figure out why they're suspicious.
Yeah,
What?
they know they don't like him.
Yeah, it's like a gut feeling, but like, there's no like, couldn't like actively pick up on anything that was causing it.
All right, are we? Is this guy being helpful?
I
Anybody?
mean, the only thing you asked him is like, hey, what happened to the mines?
So,
I don't know, that's what we can ask
So,
him.
is
are
there
you-
a guard and a militia?
No, it's,
No.
Okay, I'm just
it's
trying to
just a
see like why not just get the other people to do. Okay,
No, I
Yeah,
like to think
these-
this
these
is
are
actually
the
what
people.
Gar is
these are
asking.
okay.
Yeah, these are the people
Um,
that should be doing this, but are not because they don't like the speaker. That's
What's-
basically what it is.
Yeah.
what's stopping the speaker from appointing a different head of the militia? Is that also an elected position?
Probably.
I mean, that's
That's
probably not
awesome.
something we would ask him.
I guess not. I'm just like curious on how the structure works.
How
It
did they
totally
replace
is.
you?
We'll become the militia.
Oh yeah. So what happens if someone else comes in and does your job for you? Won't that just make you guys look bad?
That is a
Worse?
good.
That's very true.
That is something you should definitely ask them.
Oh no, that's something I did ask.
Oh,
That's,
okay, okay.
Just
that's
now.
out there.
What kind of militia are you?
A town militia made of townsfolk?
Not protecting the town.
Did he just ignore what I said? Okay.
No. He stops and he thinks about it. He just,
It's not gonna look great. I mean, we've already got all this great, coverage around town, all these fun stories about us, but what's gonna happen when we take care of your mess? Or any adventurers come in and take care of your mess, because we're not the only ones around.
The thing is, I don't feel comfortable potentially risking the lives of my men for what I believe is a mistake made by Speaker Matthew. From what I understand, he has had reports several times, or he has gotten reports several times of some sort of natural mine shaft, but yet he still continues to order the dig. You have to understand, I'm worried about the lives of my men, and I don't want it. I can't live with any potential danger that would come with them because of what Oris chose to do was best for the town. We're not just miners here. We're also shipwrights and scrimshanders and stuff. We have other exports, but it's just right now all we have is the mine. But when things get better, if things get better, then we can get back on track. But right now we're backed into a corner, and Speaker Matthew knows that.
You said when we asked if your plan was to clear out the mines after the election, you said not exactly. What did you mean by that?
We were going to see if maybe perhaps Tourmaline can build itself up on another form of export. Tourmaline
Chalk it up as a lost cause.
or a sunken cost.
Is there an alternate route in the mine that you guys can take? Or is the mine basically going to be closed now since you all hit that natural tunnel?
There is no other route. There's only one way in, and apparently there's two ways out now. So, but I dread to think what the other mine shaft leads to.
This sounds to me like more of a diplomatic mission than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm. Can we have a little chat with these kobolds?
Can they be reasoned? I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a fair question.
I'm not really familiar with kobolds in general, if they can be like.
I mean, to give you an idea, you did see kobolds with Vel and Harple just eating and drinking.
They were also dead.
Some of them were dead.
Two of them
Oh.
were dead.
Oh,
Only
no.
2 of the 5 were dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Do
they
you
were just
think
kind
we
of
could have Velen come with us and help here?
they were just T-posing. in
Yeah,
the
she
corner.
could be our like our medium between the kobolds.
That'd be interesting. Do we
Gang?
know
Yeah.
why? That she has a kobold. Like-
We never asked.
She's
Huh.
had the crew since we met her
Yeah,
way
she's
back.
just had them with her the old time. So.
Yeah, and you guys were just like, okay, cool.
We just accepted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Never
we kind of
helped
had other things on our minds at the time, so.
Fair enough. Should we leave the town hall now and go back to the east side to go talk to Velen real fast?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're getting anything out of this person. He's already made up his mind.
I'm
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
It seems a bit extreme to do this if this is the only infraction. You know, that his failed leadership of the current speaker, you know?
That's
Yeah.
true. It'd
That
be
seems a
interesting to
little
know what
extreme.
else he's done.
Is there a history or. I don't know.
Are you asking?
Honest,
are you
I
Does
don't.
Shayla know?
yeah.
I guess, like, as we are heading out, I think Swift turns around and says, "Is this the only thing he's done? Has he done anything else to endanger the people of Thermaline?"
He's just not a very effective leader. He hides a lot of his incompetence behind charisma. He's good with a smile and a quick joke, but I haven't seen results under his leadership. He's rather toothless, if I really had to give a proper description.
What kind of results were you looking for? Was there something that he promised?
Just, I mean, he kept pushing the miners to dig. Like we have other forms of businesses, but he just kept going into that. And I mean, granted, we are luckier than some other towns when it comes to food and whatnot, but I mean, he doesn't seem to stand up for us. He doesn't seem very confrontational. I from what I've gathered at the speakers meetings, he's just kind of there, going with the flow, so to speak. He seems like the type of man, he'll take the path of least resistance. And right now, in these times, that's not the kind of leadership we need.
All right.
Well, you can take care of that come election season, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and fix this whole situation.
He's not gonna stop us, right?
No, by all means, it's you do as you please, but don't expect any help from us.
Loud and clear.
Gotcha.
Heard.
Thanks, Shaylin. And then Mittens walks out the door.
Did you pick his pocket?
Mittens was too distracted with what this confrontation was going on.
Okay.
Also, he's the head of the guard, so I don't. Maybe not the best choice.
Save that for the second go round. This was the scoping out part of the mission.
Right.
No chain, no wallet chain. Okay, that's good.
You know, part of me admires his resolve, you know. If Speaker Matthew is as incompetent as he says he is, and I cannot say I disagree, he rubs me the wrong way, then perhaps it is best that he no longer be in charge, but to allow the town to suffer, especially when times are as hard as they are now, That does not seem correct.
It's ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
think people
I-
should vote him out.
Don't pretend to involve myself with politics for this reason. The machinations, just neither of them are doing what is best for Tourmaline. But perhaps the captain has a bit more vision.
Perhaps, but
It's almost like that they're shades of gray.
Oh.
Well, we can do this job in the short term and help the town of their immediate problem, and then come voting time, they should do the right thing for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
should.
And I
Perhaps
think
we, if
We won't be here then.
if we are going to try and negotiate with the kobolds,
yeah.
should that fail,
Pulls out his short sword slowly, in anticipation of what Swift's gonna say.
No.
should that fail, I don't know that we necessarily need to kill them all.
Oh,
Right.
he puts his sword back
If the problem has been caused by digging too deep into the mine, perhaps we drive them back in and then collapse it.
Well, I
in.
can do that.
Block off the hole they opened.
Just
Yeah.
seal it back up.
Yeah,
That'd be the backup plan.
yeah.
I
Cool.
don't see necessarily why all of those kobolds need to die if their home was infringed upon, but
Agreed.
What it seems like
I
now.
suppose we'll find out.
Yep.
Do I know anything about kobolds?
Kobolds are
go-
like little dragon
I know,
friends.
Yeah.
But like,
Octavia's gonna see them and be like, oh,
My family.
The gold kobold.
And,
That must be him.
and what was be like, Octavio? Hey!
Well, everyone's got, like, a weird scar.
Tourmaline, dude.
Oh my god. Gus will eat that kobold.
Teenage
Fuck,
Mutant Ninja Kobolds.
Where has Gus been
Man.
this whole time? I totally
Actually-
forgot about Gus.
Oh,
I don't know.
he's in my hood.
Okay.
Just
He's been-
hanging around.
Crisis
He's-
averted.
He's
Yeah.
just been sitting there.
You gave him a little thimble full of beer. He's-
no, he had more beer than Octavio did,
Gus drank more than I thought.
and he was fine.
So I guess
Yeah,
we go back to the east side, right? So we can talk to-
Octavio actually only had that much, and then Gus had the rest. So-
We don't even need Velen to come with us necessarily. Can we just like, hey, can we borrow one of your kobolds?
I mean, can we speak to them? Can they speak common?
Yeah, is
Okay.
it? I don't actually
Oh,
know.
so do I know anything about kobolds though?
Oh, let me.
Does
let
any
me
of us
see.
know anything about kobolds?
Give me a.
Only what we know
ar-
from Velen.
What would that be? History or arcane check, whichever one's better for you guys.
The message. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out
They're
what
both
this
terrible.
kobold to give to the kobolds. Just like we are a group of third-party representation for the town, intermediaries you could call us.
We are friends. They're not deaf.
They're Velen's entourage, so
Well, apparently Mins have
Oh.
known them.
I've been
I mean that
checking
makes
them
sense considering Velen's like your contact, right?
out. She's apparently one of them now, yeah. But he's very aware of what kobolds like and dislike. This is gonna be good.
You know with your deals with Velen specifically, and maybe a past life. Ooh.
It was a
But,
kobold.
I was in that mine and I fell. Now I'm here.
It was me.
Anyways, but you know from your past dealings from Velen that like kobolds are by far they're not monsters. Like they're not mindless animals. They are crafty. They are intelligent to a degree. They do speak amongst themselves. What languages do you know, Mittens?
I know common and
Kobold.
giant.
Okay. No, they do have a grasp on common, but they do speak a language more. You can gather a language more fluently amongst each other. But I mean, they are able to like just function as an everyday person, and you've seen them do tasks and run errands and stuff like that. So yeah, these kobolds they're far and away not incapable of doing what you need them to.
Nice.
Great. So
I
they can be
mean,
reasoned with
yeah, exactly.
To the kobolds.
or bribed.
True.
I
Pretty bad.
made
We need to pick up
My-
some shiny things from the nearest shop.
a little gold goes a long way.
Just
In
throw
fact-
a gold coin back down the mine shaft and be like, go get it, boys.
They have to go down the hole.
Ah!
Like, oh, well, that was easy.
And then you just lock the door. Good to go. Yeah, there's a door.
We did it. We did it.
We saved the town.
We get the reward with a 49 gold profit.
Like,
Yep.
Zoinks, would you do it for a Scooby snack kobold?
I mean, shit. This time, yeah, they probably would. Food's scarce. Anyways, so what's the plan? What are we doing here?
Do we need to talk to Velen? Maybe it's a good idea. I don't know,
To the kobolds.
or at least learn
Bring some
more.
other kobolds as mediators.
I wonder if they have like kobold clans where one like hates each other or something.
We don't
Maybe they
know.
would know. Yeah.
I'm up for just going down there.
And then come back when it goes wrong.
When it goes wrong, we can be like, negotiations have broke down. We got to go back in there and kill them all.
Okay. I mean, I'm on board.
Ah, darn. The diplomacy didn't work. Shame.
Shame.
All right, so you guys are just gonna head for the mines.
For the mines.
I guess so, yeah.
I vote for that. Unless, I mean,
Before we leave, I give another letter to the person.
It's been a day, Octavio.
Poor fucking Derek. Okay, you know the drill.
I mean, that doesn't increase the amount of work he has to do, and he just now has 3 letters to give someone instead of 1.
Derek's
No,
just a baby.
No, but the fact it's he'll bitch if you hang him with a new rope. So don't complain. I mean, don't worry about him. But yeah, no, just okay, fine, whatever.
To the pile. Oh.
Yeah,
Your other
Like,
letters haven't gone out yet.
they haven't. It's been a day. So
Constant reminders.
like what are you mailing about? Are you trying to tell someone their warranty's expiring? Like what's going Anyways, so you were informed where the general direction of the mine is, but more importantly, because it is like the main source of income, there's like a beaten path straight to it. It does lead into the forest, however. And as you enter the woods, the sounds of the forest begin to overwhelm the sounds of the town behind you, and the waves of Mare Dualden get washed out by the sound of trees in the wind and swaying branches. The wind whistles between some of the trees, and honestly, any other time, this would be nice. It would be peaceful. It's scenic. You look up and you can see a faint glimmer of the aurora through the canopy. But eventually you do approach what seems to be a rough cliffside, and let's see. The entrance to the gem mine is an open tunnel in a hillside. Near the entrance, you could tell this is the mine because near the entrance there are empty carts, next to which a crude wooden sign has been propped up. Written on the sign in charcoal and in common, most specifically, says the words "Kobolds only."
I love it.
However, something strikes you about the sign. Do you wish to investigate
Yes,
said sign?
go on.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Uh,
It's in
there,
calligraphy.
there's an explosive rune on it. No.
Ah.
Oh, hey. No.
He wanted me to check.
Yeah, this is payback for Jose.
um,
I go check it out. No, you don't. Octavio
no,
checks it out.
no. Octavio should check it out. Only Octavio sees this. But
What's-
no. The one thing you notice is that it is actually written not like in cursive. It's not like super fancy, but it's like whoever did this had a skilled hand, and with also with common and Mittens. You know that kobolds, they don't have the greatest grasp on common, so you would imagine probably writing it wouldn't be that great either. But this seems like someone that's fluent in common wrote this sign. Oh, my mouse is freezing up on me.
It was Velen.
Gasp.
That's the real reason she's here.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Is like this.
it's
sign
too
seems
convenient.
This
Yeah.
sign seems a bit too nicely written.
Have I seen any of Velen's handwriting before? In any notes or anything? Is there
Ooh.
anything written on Octavio's eye patch that I could remember and relate
Property of Velen.
to? Handwriting analysis.
No. There, all of your communique through Velen has been specifically through contacts and stuff like
Be
that.
person.
Be
Yeah,
person.
there's no written notes. You don't want a paper trail. What is this,
paper
amateur
trail.
hour?
Don't know what I was thinking.
Letter. The definition of burn after reading.
Yeah, exactly. But no,
This
this
message will now self-destruct.
What?
Explosive runes on the paper.
That's literally some of my grandpa's advice to me. Don't want to get caught, don't put it in writing.
That's
Fair
good
question.
advice from a grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't leave any evidence. That's if you want to commit a crime, don't leave evidence.
I
Oh, no,
mean,
he was legit a
easy as
spy in
that.
like World War II.
Well, all right.
Yeah, it was a fun story, but okay.
fire's real handy like that. So I'm just saying.
Uh,
So, not that I know anything. But
That string of arsons is starting to make sense.
Amazon arsonist.
oh please, Bezos,
So this
be
sign
okay.
is like two knights for kobolds,
Two
right?
knights. Yeah,
Mhm.
they either have a hyper intelligent kobold or they have someone else working with them.
Both very interesting.
It's suspiciously nice.
like you imagine the person holding the charcoal held it like this, not like this. You know.
Yeah, like they had opposable thumbs.
Mhm. Well, and kobolds have opposable thumbs. They're not dogs.
They're lizards, yeah.
They have like what, 3 fingers? They can
Leave the
barely hold on
dogs
to a
alone.
crayon.
They're lizard dogs.
Yeah, they have thumbs. They're,
Trying to look up the art.
they're technically humanoid, so they
They
by
are.
definition,
I
they,
think they have
Oh,
3
you
fingers and
they're
a
a
thumb.
playable race, aren't they? You
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they're humanoids.
No,
No.
I mean like they are humanoids. So because they
do
have thumbs.
Possible thumbs.
They can grab stuff. They're grabbing staffs in this picture.
More
And
akin to lizards.
Velen's character art.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe we should be cautious, more cautious than usual.
Is there like a door, or is it just like a hole in the
Like an
wall?
open cave.
You
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
see
I mean-
Beery start tiptoeing, like really dramatic tiptoeing.
But just you hear like the just jangling of Beery's armor every step, just like
Clank, clank, clank.
Not helping.
So to paint this picture, there's the opening of the mine and the trees are swaying behind it. But inside the mine there is no light sources, and it's just a steady decline into the earth.
God, I picked the wrong character.
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. Anyway, I mean, Barry also picked the wrong character.
Yeah, we're in it together.
Yeah.
The
you guys
bullseye
have
lantern.
lanterns.
Yeah.
Though I do miss.
I can give you guys dark vision, but it'll waste 2 of my spell slots.
That's
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
Can you not twin
no.
it?
Wait, did we we rested?
Oh
Okay.
shit! Wait, no, because it's not.
It's single target, bud.
It's a touch.
It just has to be a single target spell.
That's right. That's the whole. Wow, it's been so long since I picked that.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. You said you could twin it. That's why you
Yeah.
took it.
You just walk up to both of us and jam one of our
No,
He just
no.
pokes you in both your eyes, and all of a sudden you can see in the dark.
Oh no!
No, as we approach the cave and we're getting ready and whatever, I'm just like, wow!
You're like behind us.
You
and
see
just-
stars, and then you realize you can see stars. Oh my god!
Yeah, actually, I spin around and I grab Octavio by the collar.
Yeah,
She's like,
like,
what
like,
are you?
hey,
Why
hey,
can I see you so clearly?
What have you done to me?
I just gave you dark vision.
now to remember, dark vision is only in black and white. So all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Pews," like.
Whereas previously you couldn't see anything. So
Yeah.
So yeah, you see, you like it's like that weird like black and white effect, like where their eyes are lit up for some reason because like night vision.
Ooh.
I slowly put you down and like, I don't like how you did that. You that.
Okay.
Good.
I'll do
I
it
just-
differently.
I just imagine like fiddling with a lamp, like, oh fuck, I'm out of oil. Hold on, give me a second. Just, bam, just like right.
Swift
Oh
comes-
no, I'm out of oil.
Maybe
Swift
a
comes up
warning.
right next to Beery and just sort of like says in her ears, like, "How does it feel to be able to see?" You can't see Swift at all.
Swift, I don't like this spectral form you've taken. This is very unnerving.
Yeah, well, you know what? It keeps me from getting caught. So
Does
So
it
now you have
though?
to
And
vision
I
for-
just like reach my hand down, slap her out.
at disadvantage.
You like miss.
he's like completely out.
Oh yeah,
I was on the other side the whole time.
He's outside the cave.
this is ridiculous.
I'm
putting a
already
bell
in
on.
the cave.
As Beery and Mittens are, or Beery and Swift are arguing about who can see, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, watch this, boom, and I want to cast invisibility as we go.
Oh
into the
my
cave.
god, just gonna pop it right now. Like-
God
Oh,
damn
it
it,
lasts for an hour.
both of you.
okay,
That's
okay.
really?
that's-
I know. Actually, I can't see him.
I'm gonna be like, Swift, watch this. Poof.
Oh, is this the kind where if you
What the
attack, it goes away?
Yeah.
I see.
The funny
Okay.
thing is that you can't see me, I can't see you, and nobody can see either of us.
I just don't even believe you're here anymore.
We were never here.
It's the it's the Spider-Man meme, but there's nothing there. Like
It's the Spider-Man meme, but it's Octavio, Beery, and Gar all like pointing at each other.
You saw them, right?
You guys are all just in our shared delusion. You don't actually exist.
This is actually collective snow madness.
Yeah.
Mittens goes up to Barry like, Barry, you have to let me go. It was an accident.
I've been dead for 10 years.
Oh god.
I've also been dead for 10 years. Actually, I've been dead for 15 years.
You've also been dead for 10 years.
Anyway.
This
I
entire
already
thing is
feel years.
purgatory.
Oh god.
Oh, I've lost.
Dealing with Octavio.
We're still in Avernus, actually.
This is just an entire level of hell.
Oh my god.
Yeah, alright. Everyone get your character sheets for Avernus ready. Anyways,
Varric was my last life. Oh,
I'll just
okay.
bring my fighter over from my current Avernus campaign.
okay,
Back to being the D&D bender.
no more fighters.
I'm saying, next campaign,
it was
everyone
too
make a
good.
fighter. Just
I'm
different.
outlaw.
I've got a shield that lets me cast fireball and a frost brand. Let's go.
Ooh.
I'm outlawing fighters. Anyways,
No.
so Beery, for you, this is like there are some parts where you actually kind of have to because the roof of the mines dip a bit, but they do also let up. But you make your way in, and as you step your way in further and further into, okay, hold on, we're playing dungeon rules. Just letting you guys know that right
I'm
now.
just-
Everybody's playing.
I was just moving into this first area so more people could step in.
Everybody goes in different direction.
Hey, does anybody have a white handkerchief? Should we put it on a little flag since we're not killing them this time? Little flag.
Mittens
True,
doesn't say anything.
I could scope ahead. You guys hear from nothingness over on the right side. Like,
Yeah, okay.
Ah, Jesus.
I can scout ahead, guys.
Christ.
I'm,
I understand why this
oh,
is
like
unsettling
this.
now.
and then I'm gonna dash around to the other side and then start talking again. Be like, I can just go check down this way. Yeah.
You both
Jesus.
can. Oh my
I
God.
hate this.
Mittens is literally the Cheshire cat.
Yeah.
I'm putting a bell on both of you.
There's two of them. There's two of us now.
just woo, just
This is getting ridiculous. Oh god.
Swift is like listening, very, very like listening for the pats of like paw pads on. It's Swift just like reaches out and tries to like grab Mittens.
So what actually? So okay, hold on. Before we get too caught up in the hijinks. So as you descend further and further into the mines, the sounds of the branches and whatnot eventually die out, and you come to an area. It looks like a tool room of some kind. What you see are racks holding picks and hammers nailed to the walls of the small cavern, and actually picking up on you looking for paw pads. The floor is covered in rock dust and tracks. And you do see Mittens' little like
There you are.
toe beans and everything.
Do you know wear shoes, Mittens?
Oh my god, can I try to catch Mittens? Hold on.
Have you ever seen cats wearing shoes other
No,
than
I
Puss
guess
in
I
Boots?
haven't.
I think it's cold weather gear, but my feet are still exposed to like the kangaroo leg part of it, like right there.
Oh, so you got like the little sock. No, what? No, what
Like
am I
capri
thinking about?
pants.
Yeah. Oh god, that's terrifying.
Oh
This
man.
is the last thing you see before you die.
It's adorable.
except it's wielding a knife.
I mean,
This is
that
tied
one
to
has
his back.
that has 10 knives.
Yeah.
Very true.
Sorry,
Spats.
20.
That's what it is. Spats, like the little things, like it doesn't cover up your toes or
Yeah.
your heels. It just has just like the foot, the arch. Anyways,
Can I?
okay.
I would just want to grab some of this rock dust and like sprinkle it on top of. Like I just want to like throw it on Mittens.
Don't do that.
Why?
Don't,
He's
don't,
a-
don't,
I can
don't
let
do
him know.
that.
An acid.
He's gonna have to groom himself. What do you...
He's gonna shake it
You
off.
guys are gonna
It'll be
ruin
fine.
my invisibility.
Yeah, I mean, throw it on me. That's not gonna change anything.
I mean, I really just throw it in the air and see if I hit either of you. Because there's no way I notice his toe bean little spots in
My-
the
I'm
dirt.
just gonna
I'm
swap
just-
my arms and just take a swirl.
She does that, and I'm right next to where her hand leaves off. My good eye!
Oh, sorry,
Fully
man,
blind.
I don't like this them being invisible thing. This is
You're fully
really
blind.
creepy out.
It's fine. We're on the same side.
Good thing you got 2 eye patches.
Yeah, you put the other eye patch on. Hey, look at me, I'm Beery.
I have no dark vision.
Okay. All right. Let's do this.
Wait, can I investigate this first room?
Absolutely. Yeah, totally. I
do
would
we see?
actually need to see a survival check for this room.
Survival.
Ooh,
Survival.
ooh. I guess this is a cave and not the tundra, so I'll do +7.
This is
Oh no, not
no.
+7.
Well,
Oh,
Mittens rolled or Octavia rolled a natural 20, so
Octavia's one good eye strains to pick up the
once
tracks.
again,
And
not
what,
my favorite terrain.
so Octavia, what you see is that you see Mittens' little toe beans making making tracks. But what you also see is that you see obviously boot prints from humans or what you believe to be humanoids. But you also see a pair of tracks that it looks like a 3-toed claw. But then you also see smaller tracks that you identify as rodent tracks.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Is our
I'd say that's
kobold
something.
friend with us? Or did they not?
Oh, we didn't actually do that.
Oh, okay, just kidding.
Yeah.
But the first set of tracks, not boot prints, they lead to this way and this way. Whereas the rodent tracks only lead this way.
Should we keep sneaking in? Should we?
Yeah,
Scout ahead.
I can scout ahead.
You want me to head the other way?
Swift.
Um,
Scout that way.
yeah, Swift, you can check that one. I can check this one.
All right.
Tell us if you find any trouble. Gotta
As
roll
you-
screaming.
As you
If we want to do this one at a time.
as you make your way into the cave, you hear like whatever the medieval equivalent of static would be in the background, like something rushing.
White noise.
Yeah, white noise. Thank you. You hear what sounds like white noise emitting from the cave. Okay, so who's going first amongst you two?
I mean, either
Sorry.
one. I wanted to stop where I'm at just to see, like,
Yeah.
if I can peek down this hallway.
Alphabetically, Mittens.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Sure.
Okay, so down from this hallway, what you see is that it looks like a natural decline, that they hewn into steps, but also from here, you see that there is there's a route leading that way too. But the sounds seems to be coming from here, and you feel. Well, give me a perception check. You might not feel shit. Okay. You kind of like stick your hand out, and when you do, it feels like moisture in the air coming from this direction here.
Moisture.
Mm-hmm. Swift. Okay, so Swift is next.
Yeah, I'm looking into this sort of
Okay.
horseshoe cave here.
The floor of the east end of this dusty cave is 5 feet higher than in the west end, with a rocky ridge separating the two areas except for slopes on either side. Picks and shovels lean against the ridge. Small gem deposits in the ridge and walls of the cave gleam seductively.
So it looks like an active sort of gem mining.
Mm-hmm. And
spot.
as you've been making your way through this cave, even this little bit, like there's been like faint glimmers in the rocks every now and then, but here you see it begins to sparkle quite a bit.
Stepping in to take a closer look.
Oh, hey, I see Swift now.
No, you don't. We don't. Neither of us see each other. We're gonna like bump into each other.
Ah, fuck. Sorry.
And the mittens.
Yeah, just collide.
And then a voice you don't recognize, like, no problem.
If you are invisible and I'm here, then
that?
who is that?
Mine ghosts!
This is all just an episode of Scooby Doo.
Anyways.
Yeah, then I think like if I see this little sort of turn off here, Swift would head in that direction.
Okay, so as you're making your way there, that white noise sound gets. Or are you making your way south?
Yeah,
Swift?
this way.
Okay. So as you're making your way there, that rushing sound is getting louder, and you two can feel because of the way that the cave is or the way the hallway is angled, I suppose, the entryway, you can feel like a faint rush of moisture coming from that area as well.
From through here or from this way?
This one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Coming down here.
A voice in the darkness says, "No, not there. There."
Mitz, is that you? Fuck.
I was gonna say, can I try to spook Swift out of the corner here?
Neither of us can
Jump
see
around.
each other.
You can't. Yeah, you can't see him.
Neither of us can see
Oh,
each
that's
other.
right.
Oh, this is gonna be the most elaborate game of tag D&D's ever seen.
It's the funny thing is, like, we know as players we're standing right next to each other, but neither of
Yeah.
us knows the other is there.
Well, Mittens would go towards the moisture and just kind of investigate what's going on over here.
And so
Okay.
would Swift. And we get caught in the entryway.
We're both deadly quiet, but like hear like a shoe scuff behind us, and like, oh, is that
Who's
right?
And you smack into each other at the same time.
Swift like pulls the bow out like rapidly. It's just like, who's that?
It's me.
Go behind him. Swift, it's me.
Oh, fucking knew it. This is upsetting. You know this, right?
I know this is weird being here. We're
I
both
hate-
invisible. It's we're gonna run into each other.
No, you go first.
We need a bell.
That kind of
Told
defeats.
you.
That kind of defeats the purpose, don't you think?
Barry was right, but don't tell her I said that.
I mean, it's some say that cats become even better hunters if you put the bell on them because they learn to live with it.
Do I hear it?
Roll me a
Period.
perception check.
I just did.
Oh, you
17.
just did? You hear them just like, oh, gee, oh, sorry about that. And then you hear them talking, and then you just hear bell.
Yes. Oh, call it. Not offensive.
It's not offensive. Okay. So
This moisture is weird, right?
Yeah, I
should
don't
be
know how
f-
this
it should be
cave is
frozen.
like this. Yeah, it's like there's got to be something warm down here.
I
So-
guess.
Cause that.
So here, an underground river flows through the far side of this cavern,
Or flowing, I suppose.
Oh,
which is supported by a natural stone pillar near the water's edge. Between you and the river are two halfling-sized gray rodents with long tail and beady eyes, and one of them is currently just lapping from the river. I don't think they've noticed you. You two invisible scumbags just bumbling around. Yeah, no, they have not noticed you.
Are there gems in this part of the mine where we're standing?
Not that you can see quite yet.
Okay. Mittens hasn't seen the gems yet.
But if you want to approach any closer, I would have to see a stealth check.
Even though I'm invisible?
Yeah.
Well, you still have to roll
Gives you
stealth.
Okay.
advantage.
You just said
Yeah.
we both have advantage because of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm just gonna slowly kind
So
of creep in
26 for
here.
me.
I just want to see if I can see anything.
Oh yeah. Okay, so what you see, Barry, this is completely weird to you because like everything is grainy and black and white, like colorless, but yet you still see like pockets of glimmering coming from the cave walls. By the way, you guys both passed your stealth checks with flying colors.
Wow.
Yeah, and you, as you're making your way through, you pass by small pockets of what you believe to be these tourmalines. But then when you step into this room, you see the far side of this wall glimmers with what seems to be not an abundance, but quite a good amount.
Oh,
Yeah.
Octavio, come look. Sparkle.
Swift,
shiny.
you see here is a dense pocket of tourmalines.
These rat creatures, do they just look like just big rats? What do they look like?
They're big rats. They're big fucking rats, and they're currently drinking from the river.
Not
one of them's
kobolds?
One of them's drinking from the river. The other one's doing that weird like cleaning thing
like
where they
Cleaning
rub-
itself. It's like washing its face.
Yeah.
They're
So,
just big rats.
but something is weird about this river. Like as you get closer to it, the moisture feels warm.
Like it's heated like a spring.
Perhaps. However, you do notice that the river it's not a gentle stream. There's some pressure behind it. It's rushing through the rocks,
Huh.
and it leads further down into to what you assume would be another cave.
It's like a very small kind of like
Octavio, where are you going?
Where is he going?
Gar,
So-
we should bedazzle your shell. Come on.
Wait, what?
so it's there's like a does this look like it is big enough to like squeeze through, or is it kind of like too small to?
You can squeeze through that if you so choose. Barry and Gar, would you actually like to mine the cave? Because you can.
Oh.
I feel like it'd be loud, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Depends how far in those rat things were.
I'm just gonna
You
go
don't-
up to
you
this
don't know they're
wall
there.
and
That's true.
can I just like pull one out with my strength?
Who needs mining?
Find
when
a-
you
find a
just rip
loose
things
one.
out of the
It should be
wall?
really
Look,
good,
I
really
can
good grip
grab my
strength.
dagger. I don't want to like go at at it with a pickaxe.
All right, let me see a strength check.
With a dagger?
Yeah, with that just a strength check. That'd be fine. Oh, okay. All right, good. All right, roll me a
The
D1.
cave.
I'm sorry. The cave collapses.
Do what?
A D100.
That was
Oh, wow.
exactly the check you needed to collapse the cave.
Mm-hmm. So you're jabbing away at the wall with this, but the flecks aren't gathering anything substantial. You can't surmise if this is just a bad spot or you don't have the proper tools because you're using a knife. But you don't gather anything of value.
Shame.
That does not mean you aren't welcome to try again. So there are plenty of something glittering within the walls here. So
Cool. 23.
okay, roll me another D100.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
Keeping it consistent with nothing.
Nothing. Just getting a whole bunch of rocks and dust on your hands.
Alright, you guys can keep doing this. I'll roll every few minutes or so.
Barry's just jabbing and cursing. Just fuck, come on, goddamn it.
I'm carving my name in the wall, but I'm all stones. There's like a B and an I and an R.
Swift is like looking at these rats who are drinking out of the river and just like kind of like whispers, Mittens. Mittens, are you there?
I'm right here. I'm right behind you.
Okay, but I don't know if we can keep going this way.
Yeah, I don't want to just go off and kill them. As easy as this would be, but I think
I understand that we probably both have like a deep-seated instinct to kill these rats, but I think we should move on.
we gotta fight the urge. Did you see these gems over here though? Holy shit!
I did. I also passed a bunch on the way in.
You
There's
don't
more?
You don't see it. No, you don't see it. Sorry, Barry. You don't see it, Swift, but you see Mittens' eyes go. Whoa.
Just dilate.
as soon as he sees the gems, like, oh my god.
We can come back for them later.
We can, yeah, let's go. Let's get out of here.
From behind you guys is
Jesus fucking Christ.
I want to go up and just like tap Octavio's far shoulder, like you tap someone else's other shoulder and you're on the other side. I just want to do that.
and
Okay.
I turn back and when I look, I'm just because there's nobody there.
Sorry, Barry.
Ah!
You got to roll higher than that. That's the.
I want to try. I want to try just to see if I do better than Barry.
I also want to try,
Shut up.
except with my beaten stick instead.
Okay, so are you going to use the mind?
Dang
If you use the mind pick, you don't have to make a strength check.
Not
Oh,
using the
okay.
mind pick
You
at this
just-
point.
But no,
Yeah.
I'm not either.
No.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right,
Which one's
then you-
quiet?
I want to go. I want to hear what the commotion is. They're beating down the walls.
Octavio
Oh,
just. Okay, roll me a D100.
You just
Octavio.
use your bare hands. You just.
Somehow rolls a fucking 100.
You just see Octavio just get into the wall and just pop out something.
Wow.
A 9. Jesus.
Bunch of rocks and dust, Octavio.
What
Barry.
chances?
I can roll?
Sad.
Maybe that was
Yeah.
too low.
No,
Screw the mission.
no, you and Garka both.
Ooh, 99.
Okay,
Give me that diamond!
so
It's a tourmaline. It's a tourmaline.
It's a
So-
gem mine.
So you pop out a tourmaline about the size of an acorn. But and you look at it with your dark vision. And you're like, what? And you see that there are flaws within the gem, but you imagine this could probably bet you a pretty penny in town.
Nice.
Yeah. What the exact gold you won't know, but we'll find out. Gar.
Done
mean, like-
playing gem miner? What is
Are there mining picks like just laying around?
Yeah, they're in the front.
Yes.
I was just waiting for you guys to get
We were
back.
just doing something while we were waiting, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
you're
just
sitting here and chipping away at the wall. You know how loud that is?
Does
Not that loud.
would using the mining pick count as an attack?
You gonna sneak attack the wall?
Well, no, I just didn't want
I
it to
was-
ruin my
I
invisibility.
was following
won't see it
his
coming.
example. I was keeping it quiet. I used a
No.
dagger.
But Gar, go ahead and roll me a D100.
Hey, all right.
Nice.
Just looking over their shoulder,
Oh,
making sure those rats don't come after us.
Oh.
Right.
You got Cole again. Just nothing but bunch of
bad
fucking
every
Cole.
year.
So is that
It-
static sound coming from this way?
No, it was the sound of the you
Oh,
mentioned
the
it was
river,
the sound of
okay.
the river. Okay, hold on, wait. Before Octavia goes any further, Mittens, are you gonna try for the mines?
Yeah, I want to grab one of the mining picks, and you guys just
Okay.
see like a floating mining pick come over and be like, "You guys know that they have these right over there," and then I just want to hit the wall.
Mittens, no. Ooh.
It's knocking.
You guys have been slamming at this wall, carving it up, doing all kinds of stuff.
I mean,
I've been
Stealthily.
gently prying at rocks with the dagger.
We're being very careful.
My dagger's all torn up. It looks very sad now.
it is all kinds of fucked up. Like you can't even cut butter with it at this point. But okay, Mittens, roll me a D100 first. Let's
One
see what
hit,
you-
that's all.
That's not bad.
It's not enough though. You also
Oh.
get rocks and dust. You're like, man, this mining stuff's hard.
This is.
Well, I
this
see
is-
why everybody doesn't do this.
Here, Mittens. Let me show you how this is done. And I go back over
Yeah,
here.
they throw you the pick. Be like, all right.
I
you
spit
got
into
the
both my
muscles."
hands, and I go.
Man, open sesame.
Clips is just like,
Oh,
Dirt. Maybe again.
Okay.
maybe they should keep this mine
Okay.
closed.
My turn.
One more time.
No, I'm kidding.
so just like looking at all of you like, what the
You're
fuck
doing
did
really
you
well.
come here for?
Swift.
What happened?
Somehow
Hold on a second.
I have a miner's
fuck
hat
is
on.
Swift from
Alright,
down here.
We're reopening the mine and we're taking control.
What the
This
fuck
is our
did we come
mine.
down here for?
I don't give a fuck about.
No, I don't
mine.
remember, to be honest.
To be honest.
You should remember. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Swift. Hi, we're here. My axe is over there.
Okay,
I
we're
got a
good.
turboline though.
Just let
Good.
everybody know that we're coming. Yeah, let's just do that, huh?
The stealth mission's just in play. It's
Oh.
good. It's good.
Did you not see my Q gemstone? It's so cute.
The rats are still licking themselves.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, rats doing rat things. Don't worry about the rats. So, but from where you're
Move.
standing, Swift, you do hear them like the kink, 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 you know, of them like mining back here, and every now and then you hear one of them go, "Fuck," as they get nothing from the mines.
I can relate.
They asked us to reopen the mines, not do the work ourselves. Come on.
I hear.
I just
hear
wanted
the
to give it a
exasperation.
shot. You gotta try all things,
Okay, you
right?
tried it like 6 times. Let's go.
It worked though.
All right. We got to move.
I really think we're getting somewhere, actually.
If we keep digging deeper, we'll find some more kobolds.
Yeah.
We'll just
And they'll
dig our
fight
way-
the other kobolds. And then you know what? Problem solved.
Why don't we
Alright.
Just take the mines and push them somewhere else.
Alright.
Okay, so in this room, what you see are benches and tables that are set up as workplaces where miners have been cleaning gemstones they might find. Gravel and pebbles are strewn on the floor. Scattered across the floor are a few hammers, picks, and broken lanterns. You can't see it, but there are tables here. The art didn't have any, so Theater of the Mind did. I'm
My
sorry.
immersion.
Okay.
I'm imagining there's a table here, and there's a table here.
It's actually just one
Why
big
imagine
table.
when you can draw it?
Get
It's
to
actually-
it.
Can we investigate the room for any possible gems that got left around?
Absolutely, yeah. Roll me an investigation.
I'd
check.
like to look for any sign of
Oh,
violence or further following those tracks that we followed in here.
I also want to roll for investigation.
Same.
Beery rolls for investigation, and what she finds is
47 kobolds under the table.
Ah!
Surprise.
They are the table. They throw off the tablecloth.
That's why they're not on the picture.
No, but what Barry does find is that it looks like a small figurine that has been hand carved into the shape of a dog.
Oh,
Aww.
And for its eyes are two little tourmalines.
Aw, so cute.
That's it.
Okay.
Hey, Bins, look at this. Your mortal enemy.
Survival check.
Yeah, let me see that. I'm
No.
gonna carve the tourmalines out of the sculpture.
I mean,
Mittens don't.
So
Nope.
just sort of like looking to see if we can see where those tracks went.
does that count as harm against small animals? I'm just for this serial killer thing that Mittens is doing. Anyways, so for the tracks, you do see that the tracks do lead further down into this mine
That's why
here.
following this track. There's like a thing that goes up this way. Is that up or down?
That's up. That leads up.
So there's
It's
like an
a-
upper.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be
Sort of
nice to have
continues.
little arrows that
Continues stealthily making their way down the.
Hey, Mittens, you want to go first or Clomp?
We
Clomp,
got
clomp. Clang,
the-
clang, clang.
the stealthy crew is going up front.
So this is where the water drops. You see, Mints.
Okay, so I'm gonna describe this room, and then we're probably gonna have to call it here because it's already
Yeah.
10 o'clock. All right.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's fine. I'm sorry. Wooden planks and struts form a walkway along the wall of a seemingly bottomless vertical shaft. A narrow waterfall cascades down the northeast wall, and the sound of rushing water is loud in the confined spaces. This room is deafening loud. Like the sound of the waterfall echoes off of the shaft here. And as you look down, Swift, even with your enhanced dark vision, you all look down with your newly acquired dark vision for some of you, and you see that the dark vision grains out before you can see the bottom of it. What?
Oh.
What was that? I missed it.
I was like,
How many-
looking with
Yeah.
my special eyes.
Look with your special eyes, Gar. But yeah, you see that there doesn't appear to be a bottom to this mine shaft here, and it spans quite larger than the stories might have told you, or the people of Tourmaline have told you about.
So wait,
Oh,
is
no.
this?
I want to pick up like a baseball-sized rock and just throw it in.
You throw it in and you wait. 5 seconds roll by, then 10, 20, 30, a minute.
Would we even be able to hear it over the sound of the water?
That's why we
Nope.
didn't hear anything. It hit the ground like a while ago, actually. We just didn't.
Yeah.
It's actually not that deep.
Yeah, it's actually a 5-foot drop.
All right, how about a bigger rock? Can I pick up like a dinner plate-sized rock?
How about I just throw Gar into the?
No, just like a dinner plate-sized rock, and I just chuck it over.
So you hear the sound of the rock clattering against the side of the shaft, and then the clattering gets quieter and quieter, but you don't hear a clunk.
Hmm.
It just goes.
That does not bode well.
All right, everyone slowly back away from that.
I'm just going to slowly back over there.
Yeah, I just want to like hug the wall as we go around.
Have you guys ever found out that you have a new phobia?
Oh, get over it.
just hug the wall, Octavio.
You've been
It'll
on
be okay.
top of a mountain, Octavio. Come on now.
This is so deep.
Jesus.
Yeah,
the
Bell's
only-
stepping on that.
And the only form of walkway are these wooden struts here.
Min is gonna like claw the walls as
how-
he goes across.
How are these wooden struts? Are they stable?
They're built.
To build at Goliath OSHA standards.
I step
mean-
one.
Like,
I
Just
step one
standards.
foot on here.
It creaks under your weight, like.
Octavia's like, oh god.
Can you wait for us to get off first?
Yeah,
Thank you.
just so I die, right?
No, just so we
Just-
don't all go with you.
Thanks.
What is this?
Okay, I guess this will be the last room I describe before we end this session. A wooden pulley system has been constructed around a large hole in the floor. A bucket big enough to hold a humanoid is held by a thick rope. 3 alcoves next to the lift contain wooden boards and mining equipment. So here, this is the said bucket. And it actually, I know the way the art is weird, but it actually leads down. So
These
you
do?
see,
a little elevator.
Like this does?
This does.
no, this does. It just goes straight down. And there's the bucket there. And it definitely groans under your weight, Gar, as you make your way across there.
Oh,
Beery just noped right through there. Just nope.
Please, nobody do that. Nobody do the elevator thing.
Well, where everyone jumps at the same time?
Yeah, just
And that's it, all right.
I don't think we can all jump at the same time. There's only room for one person.
I think we're gonna be running Salt Marsh if everyone does that. So you fall all the way down onto a pirate ship because this is what you guys wanted. You guys are always wanting a pirate adventure.
this is where it starts.
Yeah.
It's actually a pirate ship at the
it?
bottom.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
All right,
That's all I got. I'm
But
done, guys.
Thank you, everybody who joined us today. We will be back next week. Make sure to follow us and like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitch to stay in touch and up to date with everything that goes on with us. We play video games on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We stream Dungeons Dragons on Wednesdays, and we have new podcast episodes every other Wednesdays coming out, and we record it live. We record it live on Sundays, or we stream it live on Sundays. Sorry. But with that, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time. And please make sure to be back next week to see what happens to us.
Do we
As always,
survive?
Keep on gaming. See ya.